told Drew Pearson, you're in a whole lot of deep trouble. The Patriots in deep trouble on their season already. They're 0-2, and of course Miami in their division off to a great start. They're 3-0. John Smith will get the proceedings underway for New England. Set to kick off, and now it's Mike Hubach is out there. And James Jones, who has had a pulled groin in preseason, has just returned one kickoff this season, is back deep. Last year was the prime return man for the Cowboys, who have not been noted over the years as a great special unit team on kick returns. Hubach. Not a good kick. Flag is down as Jones bobbles the ball at the 12-yard line, hustles to it. And it was not a flag, it was just a yellow piece of cloth that had blown onto the field on a beautiful night for football in Foxborough. Temperature 59 degrees. Howard told you, sellout crowd has been that way for some time. And there is no question the Cowboys are the NFL draw.
All right, quickly we'll get a chance to see what Ermal Allen talked about with Don Meredith. The point to that interview to set a kind of storyline for you, and it was done very effectively. Let's see how quickly Danny White goes at the one-on-one coverage.
And we'll tell you, too, about the offensive line changes for the Cowboys. If you're very familiar with this club, it is different. Ron Springs piled up, line of scrimmage. Maybe even lost a yard. It'll be second down at 11, and the offensive changes are with an injury to the regular starting center, Robert Shaw. We will have Tom Rafferty at center. Kurt Peterson, a second-year man out of Missouri that Cowboys are really high on, will be at right guard. He wears number 65. And Jim Cooper, who filled in at center a week ago, has moved back to right tackle. Jim Cooper, very fine offensive blocking tackle, back where he belongs. Tony Hill, Butch Johnson, Drew Pearson, the three wide receivers in for the Cowboys. Play is stopped with the whistle just before the snap. Something was thrown out onto the field, and now it is being removed.
One of the astonishing things I found today, spending the day as I did with the Patriots, is their confidence against this team. Now, they're going to have to prove it on the field, but they know their personnel is far better than their current record.
What they really must do is stop the running game of Dallas. It's been sensational. They have a good blocking offensive line. The Patriots have thus far in 2 games become the weakest team in the NFL against the run, and you better believe that Tom took note of it as he prepared for this game. We will see a lot of Tony Dorsett and a young man who's really coming on, Ron Springs. There he is, Tony Dorsett. Right side, short of the first down, out near the 25-yard line by about 2 yards. Tackled there by Mike Hawkins, number 59 for the New England Patriots. There he is. They really would like to have Larry McGrew in there, but he's out with knee surgery.
It's a good look at a big hole. You got Ron Springs is leading the way up in there. I don't know whether you noticed that stat on Dorsey a while ago, but 7.1 is an average per carry. That's almost an amazing
thing. It is huge.
Yeah.
And they're going against the 34 defense.
Third down and 2. Billy Joe Dupree, the tight end, split to the right and out of the shotgun. Danny White, a lot of confidence, throws it out into the flat to Ron Springs. He is taken out there, and it will not be a Cowboy first down. Good defensive play. Don Blackman out there. Getting help from Ray Claiborne.
You can see them, Frank. They're all hopped up. They're looking like a George Allen team just before an Allen defeat. I'll never forget the way the Redskins came out against Miami for the Super Bowl. They jumped all over one another. And Burt Reynolds was with me, and he said, they're going to kill Miami. They never laid a glove on them.
I see.
Roland James, you had a quick look for the Patriots at his own 30. Danny White, who doubles in brass for the Cowboys, says he doesn't mind. Tom would like to have him out of there. But Danny kind of likes to punt, and he gets a high, towering, booming kick that will freeze Roland James with the fair catch at the New England Patriots 32-yard line, where out will come the offensive units of a very charged New England Patriot unit, led by Matt Cavanaugh. We've already talked to you about Matt Cavanaugh. He came in last week against the Eagles. He didn't have any better luck than Steve Grogan did in the first half. Cavanaugh had 2 interceptions. Grogan had 3. But 2 of Grogan's interceptions occurred just as he was being hit by Eagle defenders. First down and 10. The Patriots just out of their own 31-yard line. Here's Cavanaugh in his 4th year, of course, out of Pittsburgh. Jackson is split left. Stanley Morgan in the lineup. Cavanaugh, his first shot. Goes out to Harold Jackson. Harold Jackson's second reception of the season. That's hard to believe, but they have not hit their wide receivers as this New England team in the first 2 games.
But as we pointed out in our opening tonight, Frank, it's Kavanaugh who likes to use those wide receivers, and tonight they've got number 86 back, Stanley Morgan, one of the very best in the business. Look at those people. Now, Michael Downs is very young, out of Rice, a rookie, and the hopes for him are very high in the Dallas team.
And, of course, he's coming off a pulled hamstring in the very first game. He's back in the lineup, and that is questionable how long he'll be able to stay in there. The measurement from the reverse side of the field with our camera across the field showing you how close, and it will be brought out. Second down, just inches to go, and we spoke of Stanley Morgan, and both Grogan and Kavanaugh have not had Stanley Morgan, their best receiver, in the first 2 games. They have not, of course, had Russ Francis, who retired before the season. Their leading runner a year ago, Vegas Ferguson, has not been available, so maybe you can defend the lack of offensive punch by this unit just from loss of personnel.
Well, Dandy, I don't think Vegas is going to get a lot of work because Tony Collins is taking over, the rookie.
That's what the coaches were telling us. They think he's terrific. He's got in there. I'm sure if Vegas were healthy, though, it's like Ermel was saying to me earlier. He said he thinks that really Dallas may have advantage in overall depth, and that's the situation. If you got Vegas Ferguson not healthy, that could hurt. You know, so what if something happens to Collins?
Single set foot is Calhoun. Second inches. Jackson to motion. Calhoun, easy first down. He's driven back. Michael Downs coming up from the safety position to make the stop, but he's well over the line of scrimmage. And that, of course, what he needed for the first.
You've seen Calhoun through all the years. Often we've identified him, Frank, as an in-betweener. Not big enough for a fullback, and yet too big, really, and not swift enough for a tailback. And still, he makes it work. He puts things together. Ron Earhart, beleaguered.
From the New England 43 on 1st and 10, Kavanaugh fires a good shot under heavy pressure. It goes out to Stanley Morgan, working against Steve Wilson. Stanley Morgan, Howard spoke to you a moment ago. He's been out for the last preseason game, the first 2 season games, and he is wearing a knee brace on his left knee.
I think this is a thing that the Cowboys expected, but, you know, you can expect it. You still got to stop it. And I think Stanley Morgan's sheer presence does make a big deal. That time he had Wilson turning and running deep, and you turn those things off, he's wide open. Not particularly good coverage that time.
He has great speed. You have to respect it if you're a cornerback. That time Wilson was in single coverage. First down and 10. The ball near the 40-yard line of the Cowboys. Jackson, top of your screen. Tony Collins. The rookie second-round draft pick out of East Carolina, taken there by Charlie Waters from the secondary of the Cowboys. Maybe a yard pickup. It'll be second down and 9.
One thing I'd never do against Dallas with their flex defense geared for the run. Don't run on them in first or second down. Pass on them. It's the only way you got a shot against this team.
Not a bad record. Tom Landry, the 3rd winningest coach in the history of this game.
Not only that, he's got a new hat.
14 times in the playoffs out of the last 15 years. Remarkable record. Second and 9. Collins, right side.
Good coverage that time. Charlie Waters coming up. Good pursuit down the line with Tall, I guess it was, coming in from the inside. Pretty good defensive coverage.
Gain of maybe a yard.
But that's proof of why you don't run against this team on first and second down. They're geared for the run. They have every angle using the flex defense, a yard or 2 off the line of scrimmage, 2 of the 4, and you just don't do it. And that was a mistake right there, the last 2 plays.
Third down and 9. Tough situation. Cowboys, 6 defensive backs in.
Frank, they've got the 5-down lineman. And
Kavanaugh out of the shotgun, going deep. It'll be picked off by Everson Walls.
there's one of your rookies.
From Grambling. And Walls returns it out close to the 25-yard line. And here's a youngster that led the nation in interceptions a year ago at Grambling. He was not drafted. The Cowboys, as they always are always around these good players. They know all about him.
I'm sorry, Frank. You have to wonder how Everson Walls was a free agent. Everybody knows the history of Grambling University, and this kid, in the last 3 preseason games, had an intercept in each game. He had an intercept in the opening game of the season, and in the second game, he had a clear intercept, and the receiver stole the ball from him.
So Everson Walls turns it around, and the Cowboys will have a first down and 10, the ball at their own 25-yard line when we come back.
Here's two good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Hi, Alex.
Alex, I'm just coming out to look for you, Greenhorn.
We took a little detour.
Little detour? Little detour for what?
Well, we want to say thank you for putting up with us these last couple of weeks.
So we stopped at the store and picked up some Lowenbrow. By golly, you city folks are all right.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
We had such a good time. We're coming back next year. Okay, but don't tell my horses that.
This house doesn't have 3MV sealed weather strip. How much difference could it make? In just one day, it could stop enough air to fill these 3 balloons. Enough to cut the heating bill more than 20%. 3MV seal. You just pull it out, fold it like this, and stick it in place. It blocks drafts better than brass, felt, or foam. Just one of many products at the 3M Energy Saving Center. 3MV seal weather strip. A great way to fight rising energy costs.
No score from Foxborough, Massachusetts. Jay Saldy in the lineup. First down and 10 for the Cowboys. Hugh Pearson up at the top of your screen. Inside handoff. Ron Springs, gaping opening, and Springs out of the 35, or close to that as they mark it now. Inside the 35, very close to a Cowboy first down. Ray Claiborne tripped him up.
That kid has the capacity to be a great player, Don. A track star at Ohio State, overlooked in the draft, but not by Gil Brandt. There's Steve Grogan in a Terry Bradshaw posture, but not with Bradshaw's record.
First down and 10. Springs and Dorsett. The 2 setbacks back into the I formation. Inside handoff. Springs once again, another opening behind Herbert Scott and Tom Rafferty. Gain of 3.
You know, I hear these guys that say, oh, he runs a 4.5 40, or he runs it. That's hard to relate to. You know, I don't know what does that really mean. I asked Al Lavin, who's the coach of the running back. I said, Al, how far does Tony Dorsett outrun Springs on a 40? He says, not even a yard.
Springs
has got that same kind of speed. I mean, you're talking about a guy that's also fast.
1 second down. Danny White, play action. Finds the open man. Ron Springs did not hold on. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't know. I don't believe in that 40-yard speed test. Giffer was never the fastest man on the field, but I never saw anybody do more things, really. They're proclaimed 5 years late by Sports Illustrated as the greatest lineman in the game. Everybody knew it for 5 years. John Hanna.
I thought you were talking about Gifford. Wait a minute, I was about to tell you the Gifford story.
I thought I missed something.
No, the Giffer he could do it all, and he didn't have the speed.
Oh, okay.
On 3rd and 6 out of a shotgun. Danny White, right on target. Tony Dorsett has the first down up at the 47-yard line.
You saw him blitz a safety man that time. Nothing really, I guess, causes more. We'll take another look. Coming back in the middle. You see a safety blitz. That's Roland James coming, the 5th back that comes in. Well, they blitz the safety with no results. That's really a very depressing thing for a defense to go into. They say, hey, we've got this thing sacked. We're going to throw a safety at you. And be able to get it off to Dorsett, pick up a first down. That makes them think about that particular defensive move.
Tony, not only the leading rusher in the NFL coming into tonight after 2 games, the leading receiver for the Cowboys. That's Jay Saldy. Mr. Everything, number 87. Dorsett.
Look at that move.
Bouncing off a Patriot. When you tackle Dorsett, you better really stick him and use the arms, or he'll be gone. Mike Haynes finally settles things, but not until Dorsett has advanced to the 47 of New England.
Rod Schode, I think it was, hit him back in behind the line of scrimmage, and that was a beautiful move, just roll off to the side.
And Rod Schode is an excellent tackler with great range. I was with the kid today. It's amazing the way his body has grown bigger and stronger.
Must be
through the
eating
years.
well. He's eating well.
There was a gain of 7. Second down and 3. Reed Pearson out to the right. White gets the blitz, but he gets the pass off beautifully to Ron Springs.
Now, Danny paid for that one, but he did get it off. He did a little.
Oh, he's dumping off to the backs beautifully, exactly the way to handle it.
You don't pick it up. As Ermel did mention, this team does play a lot of man-to-man. And of course, when you're going to blitz these linebackers, you see them coming right there. That automatically puts you into that man-to-man coverage. You didn't see Danny get hit after the throw, but you also see Rod Springs has got a good step on Steve Nelson out there.
They talked about the speed of Springs. He has that. That time, running away from perhaps the best linebacker on the ball club, Steve Nelson. The first down is near the 40-yard line of New England. Dallas, they show you so many formations. Springs. Another Dallas first down inside the 30.
They're just chewing up the yardage, Don.
There's a comment last year. They talk about, well, Ron Springs, they say, he doesn't really like to block. And Ron says, wait a minute, I'm a running back, and I don't know of any real... blocking is one of those kind of like playing center. You never do hear from him too much. But he and Tony Dorsett have gotten this thing worked out where they're blocking very well for each other. That time you saw Dorsett go in motion, then lead the block downfield. He didn't throw a devastating block, but he did at least occupy that cornerback.
Blocker is somewhat like Paul Revere's horse.
Right, who knows Paul Revere's horse's name?
On first and 10. 28-yard line. White to the air again. Quickly to Springs. We'll see a clip as Billy Joe Dupree was doubling back, and what a wasted penalty this will be. There was no question that would be a clip.
Yeah, Billy Joe just got out of step, as he'd say. Something happened. One of the interesting things, is they're not picking up all of the rushing defensive players right now. Every time somebody's loose, so White hasn't had much time to look over that defensive secondary.
Jerry Markwright is the referee tonight. Here is the staff, all of the NFL officials, of course, busy in other professions.
Number 89, offense, first down.
All against Billy Joe Dupree. The staff of Jerry Markwright.
If you clip Billy Joe, you come over and stand by Tom for a while. Don't you know that?
Down
Quit
remains
that
the
clipping,
same.
boy.
Butch Johnson in, Tony Hill is in, Drew Pearson, Cowboys. If they hold up to form, we'll work on pieces of it. They won't go for all of it. That's Dorsett, upended. Good defensive play on the right side by Schote, who had to be thinking pass. And the Cowboys came with run. Good play.
That's the kid we were talking about. The weight, it's not 215 anymore. It's more than that. That's a program rate.
All right, you got also look a move. There's Julius Adams, number 85. He's coming in there. Schultz, the one that meets that blocker. You got a lot of help from that inside, coming over the inside. Richard Bishop, number 64, the nose tackle. And that's the coordinated defense. If you're going to play that 3-down lineman, you've got to get a lot of coordination with those linebackers and those guys in pursuit.
Second down, 26. Danny White back again. He'll feel the pressure. This time it was intended. Dorsett with the screen. And Dorsett back to the original line of scrimmage, close to the 28, where it'll be 3rd and 10. Mike Haynes defensively.
What a beautiful, graceful runner. He is in the running back position what Lynn Swan is to the wide receiving position. Absolute grace, acrobatic, you know.
Does that make him practically perfect?
Yes.
This is a practically perfect team, as a matter of fact. Danny White is practically perfect at the quarterback position, and Tony Dorsett is practically perfect at the outs. Look at that little move. Got to the outside.
Dorsett out of the backfield. Ron Springs will be the single setback. The 3 wide receivers, Pearson, Dupree, Johnson, are all there. 3rd and 11. Danny White going deep into the end zone. And taken there with a beautiful leaping catch by Butch Johnson. Who has been in a battle for the starting honors with Tony Hill, and Butch has been great now for 2 weeks in a row.
And that's what you call non-aggression in a defensive back. He had the play covered totally, and he stood there and he let Butch steal it from him. Watch again. Total non-aggression.
Well, he's one of the best to ever play this game at the cornerback. Mike Haynes.
Mike Haynes thought he had himself an interception. He was sitting there waiting for it. Let's look again. Look at Mike Haynes, number 40. He's back in the end zone. Butch makes an adjustment right at the end of this pattern. That really is a spectacular adjustment. Watch him come in front of Haynes, and that's an interception for a touchdown. Good move, Butch.
Well, I don't care how great Haynes is. He blew that.
Raphael Septien for the conversion. The Cowboys had a first down and 26. They worked it back to a 3rd and 10, and then Danny White threw a strike that Butch Johnson actually made the strike with a great leaping reception in the end zone. The Cowboys on top.
You know, I don't like giving things up. That's why I kept working this farm when my neighbors were selling theirs for condominiums. When they were buying little foreign cars, I got another Buick LeSabre. It has space for a big guy like me who likes his comfort. But it also has a V6 engine and mileage that might just surprise those neighbors, which kind of says to me, you don't have to give up your old values to get a new one.
You'd really rather have a Buick.
When you buy your family insurance, you're buying more than just coverage. You're paying for service, too. State Farm agents make sure you get that service. If you have a question or a claim, you call us. Life, health, homeowners, or car insurance. When we give you personal service, we're not doing you a favor. We're doing our job.
And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Personal service. That's what State Farm agents are all about.
Saturday on NCAA College Football, Boston College versus North Carolina headlines regional action at a special early time. Then at 5 Eastern, undefeated USC battles undefeated Oklahoma, plus other games. Check local listings Saturday.
5:19 remaining in the first quarter. Cowboys on the scoreboard first. They lead New England 7-0. Septien will kick it off. Tony Collins, the rookie from East Carolina, settled in about his 2-yard line. Septien ordinarily doesn't kick it too deep. He'll get a little height on it. High. Collins settles in at the 10. And down goes Collins up at the 21-yard line, hustling down Kurt Peterson, who made a start tonight at right guard for the Cowboys.
And a man to be watched for the long-term future. Kurt Peterson out of the University of Missouri, where he's defensive lineman. Now, on offense, according to the Cowboy coaches, he is probably the most developing player on the club.
New England had moved the ball well on their first drive before the interception by Everson Walls of a Matt Cavanaugh pass. Matt Cavanaugh, again, the quarterback, having replaced Steve Grogan in the starting role tonight. Here's Calhoun. Calhoun with a fine attempt out over the 25-yard line to the 26. Pick up a 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Bob Bruni defensively. We might point out the Cowboys are playing without Mike Hegman at left linebacker. Guy Brown, a great athlete, number 59, is in there. The Cowboys think he has potential to become an all-pro. He's had little injuries that have bothered him over the past 4 years. He has a great opportunity. 2nd and 5. Cavanaugh. Intended for our Harold Jackson. Steve Wilson defensively, the ball with no zip.
Wilson came in there and made a pretty good move that time from his cornerback position. Played him pretty well. He had a step. Ball could have been thrown up a little bit more.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Frank said no zip, which is true, but he didn't have touch either.
3rd down, a little more than 4 to go. The ball just over the 26-yard line. The specialty teams that you see now with all ball clubs coming in on the pass situation.
Frank, this is kind of an interesting situation. Again, you got those 5 down linemen, and Anthony Dickerson, this extremely gifted athlete.
Cavanaugh going deep. Hasselbeck wide open.
Turned him
down at the 35-yard line. Dennis Thurman defensively for the Cowboys, but with 6 defensive backs. Thurman was all alone with Hasselbeck.
Makes you wonder how it gets open, doesn't it? Because they've really got him. They got 5 linemen coming. There's Dutton coming in there pretty good. He just turned him around out there. Somebody made a mistake. And that's Dennis Thurman, number 32, that came in. Now, this is the reverse angle from the other side of the field. Same picture. You see Thurman, number 32. We didn't see him get turned around, but he did get turned around a little bit. Hasselbeck made a pretty good move to the outside. Thurman closed pretty fast and knocked him out of bounds, but not until he made a first down, a big first down.
Hasselbeck has that great speed. He has height at 6'7", and he can get deep on you surprisingly quickly. First down, 10. Calhoun, left side, inside the 30. Nice pickup. 6 or 7 yards.
2 series in a row. They've run against the flex on first down and made it work. Each time Calhoun. I'll give him credit for that.
Well, we got word down to Earhart. He said we told him if you're going to run on first down for him to pick up more yardage, because running on first down, we've got that. Randy White missed him in the backfield that time. You may have seen a Dallas Cowboy come in there close and get a hand on him back in the backfield. That was Randy White, the guy that you always have to contend with up in the middle of that line. He didn't make him and didn't tackle him, and D.D. White did.
New England has called timeout. Confusion on the field. Matt Cavanaugh will drift over to the sidelines, visit with the coaching staff, and we'll be back in a moment.
Images. Reflections of reality.
Today, Zenith System 3 is close to bringing you the perfect image. With the sharpest picture in Zenith history, with 4 speakers for superb fidelity, with 112 channel capability, including 42 cable channels, Zenith has never been closer to perfection. System 3 from Zenith. The quality goes in before the name goes on.
This is the famous Mason-Dixon line. North, south. And this is the famous Firestone Trax 12 radio. It's a tire for both sides. Up here, you like the fact that for as little as $42, you're getting an all-season radio. No putting on snow tires this year. Down here, you like the Trax 12 because you're getting a steel belted radio for your $42. But down here, who worries about the weather?
National Security Advisor Richard Allen defends AWACS sale tonight on Nightline.
And note carefully, a special time, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central, 5 o'clock Pacific. The WBC Light Heavyweight Championship. Matthew Saad Muhammad, the WBC Light Heavyweight Champion. Jerry Martin, the number 3 ranked WBC contender, the North American champion. Plus the Fifth Avenue Mile. That should really be something. That'll be live except on the West Coast, featuring Steve Ovett, the world record holder in the 1,500 meters as they run down Fifth Avenue, a straight mile.
Out of sight.
Steve Ovett.
Second down and 4 for New England. They've moved the ball well. Jackson in motion. Tony Collins, left side, another big gaping hole as Bob Bruning had to make the save.
D.D. Lewis knows that that's really his job to contain that. He came in, met a pretty good block head on. That was Don Calhoun who threw the block.
There's a young man down to the super in free. We saw him in the final preseason game against Washington. Tony Collins, I'm referring to. They got him in the second round as a second-round pick, but he can do everything.
Good acceleration that time through the hole. He moved very quickly there.
Again, the leading rusher for New England, unavailable, Vegas Ferguson. They say he has a sore ankle and is ready to play tonight. On first down. Cavanaugh with a lot of time. A man is wide open, Hasselbeck. Again, Steve Wilson playing way off Hasselbeck at this point. And Hasselbeck has a first and goal to go inside the 10.
How did he get out there so open? He started in the backfield, went in motion so many times.
New England's famous for its tight ends, the ability to go short and yet to go deep. He succeeded Russ Francis. A lot of people speculated up here in New England that part of the reason, as you look at that replay, for Francis's holdout was to enable Hasselbeck to get more money. Not true. Francis wound up retiring.
First down, goal to go. Mosi Tutupu. Down around the 5-yard line.
That kid's a player from your school, Frank, USC. Mosi Tutupu. All week long, because of the injury to Wilbert Montgomery, I learned today that the Eagles have been calling Bucko Kilroy, trying to get Mosi Tutupu, and the Pats won't let him go. Montgomery may be out 4 weeks.
We might also mention that Sam Cunningham has been working out with the ball club. He has not been activated. He, of course, missed all of last year. Big bruising fullback for New England. It's second down and goal to go. Calhoun. Touchdown.
Good move by Calhoun.
Out to the outside when nothing was doing in the middle of the line.
Interesting offensive set that time. Two wide receivers way out left. Bull Dallas's defense. Calhoun saw the middle was blocked up, bounced to the outside, had enough speed to do it. Here's Calhoun. The play is designed to go straight. He made his little move to the outside. Dede lost his footing, went to the outside and scored.
So 2 long drives. Dallas used up 4 minutes and 2 seconds. They went 75 yards. New England has now gone 79 yards in a little over 3.5 minutes. John Smith for the conversion. Matt Cavanaugh, the holder. And we've got a tied football game. The Cowboys 2-0 on the season. New England 0-2. And Don Calhoun has put them on the scoreboard. We'll be right back.
Here's to good friends.
Beautiful. I thought we were just taking a ride in the country.
We are. This is the scenic route.
Boy, don't say.
Hang on, it gets better at the top. What could be better? How about the same view with a thick steak and a cold Lowenbrow? Yeah, better.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
All in favor of missing the next tram down?
Let it be.
Motion carried.
Now there's a place where they have their own authorized mechanics, quality parts and service, and prices you can afford. Now there's K-Care, found only at Kmart.
I was tired of getting bounced around, so I brought my stagecoach to Kmart for some K-Care. Right now, they got Monroe-matic shock absorbers on sale. Just $11.88 each for many domestic and foreign vehicles. Hey, would you look at that? They're holding up the stage.
Come in for K-Care, only at Kmart.
Drive. Finally engineered by Matt Cavanaugh, and we've got a tied football game. John Smith sets to kick it off. James Jones is deep for the Dallas Cowboys at the goal line. There he is. Transfer out of Mississippi State now in his second year. Hubash. And the ball goes into the end zone. Timmy Newsom is there as there was no communication between Newsom and James Jones. That ball could have been run back.
Lack of communication within the organization causes screw-ups every time. I said that.
At the 20-yard line following the touchback. Miami 3-0 in New England's division. Buffalo 2-1. Baltimore 1-2. They beat New England on the opening day of the season. New England, of course, 0-2. The Jets are 0-3. The NFC East, the division of the Cowboys. Philadelphia is 3-0. Dallas, of course, 2-0. The Giants 2-1. The 3 wide receivers: Hill, Johnson, Pearson in the lineup. Play action. White.
Oh, good move.
Tony Hill, who missed all of the preseason. Butch Johnson came in during the preseason, took the job, and Butch Johnson doesn't want to give it back. And there's a little bit of feeling going on, if you listen to reports, between Tony Hill, Butch Johnson, and the man in the middle is Tom Landry.
Tom will win, I'll guarantee you. I don't know what the deal is. Frank, that was a good example, again, of what Ermel said. They put the 3 wide receivers in there, and they did get them in a man-to-man coverage, and they had Rick Sanford isolated over that left quarterback. Were able to complete it in front of him for a first down.
The first down is inside the 31-yard line of the Cowboys. Dorsett. Starting deep in the backfield, looks it over, and he breaks out close to the 37-yard line. For a gain of 6, it'll be 2nd down and 4. Don with popcorn?
I can't. No, that's surely not popcorn.
Popcorn is shaking.
That's it. Don's cutest of the group, there's no question about that.
Getting back to Tony Hill, though, even though he was out during the preseason, he has a point in some respects. 120 receptions over the past 2 seasons, 2,000-yard years. He says, I belong in there. Dorsett.
Oh, yeah.
He does it so quickly.
What a leg acceleration. You see him kind of get tackled there, slow down, and just a little more spurt, drag him in, pick up a first down.
What I love about that guy is the way he runs inside, right up the middle.
Take a look here.
Quick.
This is a 3-man straight-ahead block. You've got Rafferty, who's the new
That's Springs with that block on the line.
Look at Springs' block coming in, cleaning out the hole. That was a nice move. That's what they're doing real well, that combination block.
First down and 10 inside the 46-yard line. Final seconds ticking off in the first quarter. Danny White going up on top. Tony Hill, the intended receiver, and nicely played by Rick Sanford, one of 4 #1 draft picks that manned the defensive secondary for New England. Now here's Rick in his 3rd year out of South Carolina. Has worked at cornerback also. He played there last year when Mike Haynes was late coming into camp, or actually into the season.
Better at safety. Not really enough speed to be an efficient cornerback.
We're going to find out tonight, I got a feeling.
Tony Hill split to the right. That puts Butch Johnson, 86, Drew Pearson, 88, top of your screen. And we get the draw to Dorsett, who spins to the 50-yard line. That will end the first half. First quarter. Gain of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6. When we come back to Schaefer Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Good football game. Stick around and enjoy.
Chevrolet announces the biggest news ever in diesel-power light-duty Chevy trucks. The new 6.2-liter diesel, available in all full-size Chevy pickups, Suburbans, and 4-wheel drive Blazers. It's a V8 built for trucks only.
Everybody knows diesels get good mileage.
They're more efficient than gas engines of comparable size.
The new 6.2-liter diesel. With so much going for it, it's bound to be popular. Don't wait. Order yours today. Chevy is the power in trucks.
Gentlemen, this meeting is called to decide which one of us is the most popular light beer drinker of all.
Must be talking about me.
I vote for my buddy, Boog Powell.
Should I take the minutes?
You can take all year.
Hey, I cast my vote for Billy Martin.
I'll second that.
Me too.
Excuse me, this chart clearly shows what a little showing off can do.
Now, wait a minute. I'm the most popular guy here. Gentlemen, wait, a little respect. At least we agree that light beer from Miller tastes great.
Let's do it!
Tastes great! Tastes great!
Better make it a secret ballot.
Could we vote for Red Auerbach?
Please?
I'm voting for me.
Count the vote, and that's no joke. All right. Gentlemen, we have a winner.
Says here the winner is Bubba Smith.
I knew this was a bad idea.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
61,000 plus here at Schaefer Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts, to watch an 0-2 New England team. That's a better football team than that. They lost to Baltimore 29-28 in the opener. They lost to the Eagles 13-3 in a game they could have won. And Dallas, of course, 2-0. They beat Washington and St. Louis in oppressive heat last week at Texas Stadium. Dallas has the football right at midfield, 3rd down and 6, and Danny White quickly into the shotgun. Wide open, Tony Hill. Again, working against Sanford as the New England Patriots will send their men all over the field following designated receivers. Hill has the first down near the 30-yard line.
So far, White has been brilliant. He has only had 2 misses.
Start off with a very comfortable-looking pocket for Danny White to throw in. There's a couple little moves there on the sideline, on the move right in front of Sanford. He'll try to make him commit. He didn't commit. He just used his speed and natural ability to move into the inside. There's no help. Sanford couldn't catch up.
Tom Landry, he will either signal the plays in with the help of John Makovic, a new coach, or he'll send it in via a receiver. First down and 10 for a set in motion. This is Springs with a little screen in front. Well played defensively by New England. A gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7, and we'll look at the stats from the first quarter.
Okay, first down's about even. Yards rushing, the edge to Dallas. Passing, the edge to New England. Total yards, not that much of a differential. Time of possession, Dallas. If there's one compelling factor so far, the Pats do not seem to be able defensively to contain the Cowboys. But then, the Cowboys have not been compelling in their efforts to contain the Pats.
Then let me guess, is the
Butch
score
Johnson, Drew Pearson, Drew Pearson split to the left, and Billy Joe Dupree is tightened up on the right side. That's Butch Johnson. An interesting play and an interesting move by Dorsett.
An interesting move is right, Frank. Pulled the Was that Butch Johnson that came in from the flanker on
Yes, he did.
And he made a block, and that was nice. That was fun.
They do so many things, and it really is tough to prepare for them defensively.
You know, I think
somewhere in the course of a game, you'll break down as you try to cover everything they do.
Raphael stepped in.
Yes, indeed.
2 steps to the left.
Sure shot.
A quick step. Boop. There it is.
He's successful on his next field goal. He'll set a Cowboy record of 8 straight.
Yeah, 7 for 7. That's not bad.
3rd down and 5. Tony Hill split to the left. Butch Johnson, 86. Drew Pearson. They're at the top of your screen. Ron Springs is in a wing slot there. Wide open. Springs.
He got it.
1st down at the 20-yard line.
He got it.
It's going to be close.
They're looking it over. Springs knew where it was. He got the 1st down.
1st down, Cowboys.
Good football game. Mixing it up with the pass and the run.
And the Pats doing their best to put a rush on White, but not successful.
10 of 12, 96 yards. Here's Danny White. He was passing at a little over 62% coming into the game. 2nd in the NFC. Dorsett adjusts deep into the eye. And here he comes. Tripped up. Dorsett tripped up. Ray Hamilton moving across from the nose tackle position. There will be a loss of a yard.
Sugar Bear was there that time. Made a good move.
Sugar Bear or Honey Bear?
Either one. He's a darling, whatever he is. Ray Hamlin, look at him. 6'1", 245 out of Oklahoma. Made a good move. They got Rafferty moved in at the offensive center position. We've talked about we've had injury. Robert Shaw moved in place of Fitzgerald. That gives you a little indication of what Irma was talking about, the overall depth that Dallas feels they have, both offensively and defensively. This is the 3rd center. Jim Cooper can also play center.
11th play of this drive. 2nd down and 11. Saldi in motion.
Oh, the clock ran down.
Clock ran down on them. A little slow getting the play off.
Get a shot of Tom, and you'll see somebody that's really happy.
They had that trouble in their final preseason game. They've avoided it pretty much in Washington and St. Louis, but it's a new system for Tom. He used to send the plays in a year ago, of course, with receivers.
Frank,
Number 11, offense.
Oh, Danny, you didn't mean to. As most of us know, coming to and from this stadium can be a very difficult situation. There's a lot of congestion in the traffic, and the Cowboys were a little bit late in arriving. And Ermelau says, I was worried because Tom was smiling. Said, I don't know what that means. They didn't get here about an hour before the game.
2nd down, 15. Drew Pearson, top of your screen. Saldi in motion. Danny White. Drew Pearson, and he does not hold on.
Good
Mr. Clutch, they call him. And this time, he cannot hold on in the end zone. It'll be 3rd down and 15.
Did you see the protection he had?
He got good protection, and the ball's not really that poorly thrown, and Drew runs a pretty good route, so you got to look to us at why isn't it complete? That's pretty doggone good coverage. You look at Ray Claiborne, number 26. He's right there, and he's getting some pretty good help in a hurry from Tim Fox, number 48.
Ray Claiborne is, well, we may put on another Leonard Hearns match. Ray Claiborne and Will McDonough of the Boston Globe. They had a set 2 last year, you'll remember, each claiming victory, neither able to prove it.
3rd and 15, it'll be shotgun for Dallas. With the 3 wide receivers. Gifted ones they are. White. Out of running room, but he pulls up after finding the receiver, Drew Pearson. He struggles forward, and Drew Pearson will get the 1st down.
Oh, real credit goes there to Danny White. That's terrific. Staying there in pressure. Nobody was open. From the shotgun situation, you see the guards come in, set for their position.
Let me ask you a question, Don. Would Roger have run in this situation?
I think Roger would have run that situation when he first came in. But I don't think Roger would have run that situation the last few years he played. And I think Danny White had the advantage of watching Roger, as they say, grow wise with a few years.
In the meantime, White's 11 out of 14, and he's having an absolutely brilliant night.
1st down, goal to go. The ball at the 7-yard line. This game tied up at 7. Movement on the right side of the Cowboys line. You'll see the flags fly. Could have been Jim Cooper, the offensive right tackle.
You got to go back in the huddle and say, okay, doesn't look like it, guys, but that's a break for us. We're down here in this below and inside the 10. It's hard to do. Give us another 5 yards. We can do a few more things out here outside the 10. Of course, that's maybe grasping for straws.
It could be that New England will not take the penalty.
Oftentimes, Frank, really, truly, it is so much more difficult down here. You've heard it explained so many times. You run out of field to work with. The defense can play a little bit more pressure kind of defense.
Illegal motion, number 89, offense.
Tight end, Billy Joe Dupree, illegally in motion. New England will let them keep first down. They want to move them back, which they do, to the 12-yard line. 10:50 remaining in the first half. Keith Lee, number 22, is in defensively in place of Ray Claiborne. Again, Dallas slow and getting the ball off. Dorsett back inside the 10. Down around the 8-yard line. It'll be second down and goal. Rick Sanford defensively there for New England. Tony Dorsett has become the third leading Cowboy rusher of all time and rapidly closing in on Calvin Hill. Coming into tonight, he needed 126 yards to replace Calvin Hill as the Cowboys' all-time receiver, and he's done it basically over a period of 4 years. Every season, 1,000 yards plus for Dorsett. No one had ever did that before. Second and goal. White drills a ball into the arms of Saldi, and it is incomplete. Rick Sanford defensively there, as Sanford is being tested all over the field tonight.
And Saldi is some test. One of the most underrated tight ends in football because he's not the starting tight end.
Another one of those free agents out of White Plains High School. Jay Saldi went down to South Carolina. Cowboys just keep pulling them in.
You know, though, Doug Cosby is the number 2 guy, and he was the one that was really closer to taking over from Billy Joe Dupree than was Saldi. So you've got 3 really good tight ends there, guys.
Third down, goal to go. Dorsett, single setback. Drew Pearson in motion. White, Dorsett one-hands it and then bobbles it. And maybe wisely so, as Roland James would have put the hammer to Dorsett, and now Raphael Septian comes onto the field. If he can convert, and it's not much more than a chip shot, he will set a new Cowboy record of having kicked 8 consecutive field goals.
Well, we saw Buffalo miss a chip shot last Thursday night, and that turned the game for the Eagles, so you can't count on anything. But even so, a very big series of downs for the Patriots, because finally they did stop the Cowboys.
Septian also has been playing throughout the pre and the first 2 games with a pulled groin. Waters will hold. Rafferty's the center. 27-yard attempt. And Septian has set a new Cowboy mark of 8 consecutive field goals. And the Cowboys move back out in front. They lead 10-7. We have 9:54 remaining in the half for Foxborough.
New Backwoods Smokes just hit town. Looking wild, but tasting mild.
New Backwoods Smokes. How can anything that looks so wild taste so mild? New Backwoods Smokes. How can anything that looks so wild taste so mild?
New Backwoods Smokes. All natural tobacco, hand-rolled look in a keep 'em fresh pocket pouch.
How can anything that looks so wild taste so mild?
Maintaining your car, your boat, and your home just isn't enough these days. You need a maintenance program for your insurance, too. So look in the yellow pages for the professional who can give all your insurance a complete checkup. Your independent Safeco agent will make sure your coverage is in the pink. And chances are, trim costs, too. With Safeco, insurance for careful people.
Back in Foxborough, set to kick off, Raphael Septian. Tony Collins has dropped deep. He's back there because Horace Ivory, who led the NFL in returns a year ago, has a pulled hamstring. He can't go. But this youngster is explosive. Second-round pick out of East Carolina, Tony Collins. One of the Cowboys' goals, as Meredith has pointed out, is to keep the kickoff return to about 23 yards.
No further than the 28. Let's see if they do it. They didn't. Yep.
And a little more than 23 yards.
Just about. The key guys are.
I want to remind you about Saturday. College football coming your way. Football regional action around the country starting at 12 o'clock Eastern. Boston College against North Carolina. Oregon State at Minnesota. Florida at Mississippi State. San Jose at California. That's the special time. 10:30 on the West Coast. And then the second half of that NCAA doubleheader after Wide World at a special time. A battle of the top two teams in college football. That's USC and Oklahoma, with the great Marcus Allen at USC against Buster Rhymes and Stanley Wilson of Oklahoma. Check the local listing for the game in your area. On 1st and 10, Kavanaugh fires out there to Harold Jackson. Jackson beats Steve Wilson. Very close to a first down.
Point Don was making on the utilization of the special teams in Landry's goals is embellished by the fact that Kurt Peterson and Spradlin are the two key people, presumably, on that team. Right, Don?
They're the guys that they like to have that wedge that comes down there and bust it open, as they say. You saw a good catch that time by Harold Jackson. Harold got 12 stitches in his chin. He showed me before the game from last week's game. I said, Harold, son, how long are you going to play this stuff? They can't run you off. He said, as soon as my stitches heal, you won't know anything. I'm as good as new. Looks pretty good right now, doesn't it?
There's your measurement as we take the shot from across the field. Jackson, of course, the man you're speaking of, Don, the leading receiver active in the NFL today with over 530 receptions.
He really is.
Always there. That's the thing about Jackson.
He caught 4 touchdowns against Dallas one time when he was with the Rams. One of the great days he's had for over 200 yards, I think it was, but 4 touchdown passes.
It's second down and 1. New England at their own 33. They're down by 3 points. Katupu. It's a New England first down, out close to the 37-yard line.
The offensive line really fired off the ball that time. All of them got off just at the right count, and they really moved it out there.
Katupu comes out. Don Calhoun, Mr. Reliable. Not terribly exciting, but he is there, holds on to the football. Started all 16 games a year ago when Sam Cunningham set the year out. That is Don Calhoun, number 44. On 1st and 10, Jackson in motion. Play action by Kavanaugh. Hasselbeck is open again. And a beautiful shot. Hasselbeck thoroughly beat Charlie Waters. At one point, he had him by 4 or 5 yards, and Kavanaugh was right on target.
I'll tell you, when you've got a tight end who can go deep like that, you've got some weapon.
One of the things I think that confuses a team like Dallas is that offensive movement before the snap of the ball. You saw quite a bit of it then. The Cowboys were trying to adjust. Charlie Waters had 2 interceptions last week. He's lost a little speed. Here's a shot from the other side of the field. You'll see how wide open Hasselbeck is. Here's Charlie trying to catch up with him. Got that outstretched arm, just barely missed. Good offensive play that time.
43-yard pickup. New England driving again. Inside the 21-yard line of Dallas. Katupu slides away from one tackler. Big John Dutton gets down close to the 17-yard line. Guy Brown in there defensively for Dallas.
Katupu may be the most spirited player on the New England team. This guy is really intense, emotionally in every way.
Andy Johnson, number 32, can do a lot of things for New England. He comes in as a setback. He also, as we look at Ron Earhart, the coach of the Patriots, Andy Johnson will also throw the ball. Now he's split to the left. Katupu, the single setback. Kavanaugh, Harvey Martin is there.
Good move by
Kavanaugh gets the ball off to Johnson.
Goodbye.
Down, and a great move by Kavanaugh. Harvey Martin was breathing all over him.
They may have called him down back there, Frank.
They may have said he was in the grasp of Harvey Martin. They give you a quick whistle now. That started a year ago, and they're going to bring it back, and these fans are not going to like it.
Not one bit.
Can't say that I blame them.
Neither can I.
Rule was put in to make sure that the quarterbacks would have maximum protection. When you're in the grasp of the tackler, You're the same as down.
I'll tell you, there's a good battle going on there in the middle. I just happened to notice with Randy White and John Hanna. They've got them a good one going. Hanna's doing a good job right now.
Well, this is going to test the character of New England. That's a very tough setback to take.
3rd down and 15. Jackson split up to the top of your screen. Out to the right is Stanley Morgan. Quick count. It's a reverse. Jackson's going to throw the ball. And that ball almost picked off by Dennis Thurman. It'll be 4th down.
They ran that play on a fairly quick count, and Dallas was trying to get in all of these other players. They weren't really set for their defense. Here's the play before, reverse angle. Let's take a look at it again. We can look for Harvey Martin to come in. Let's see what he does. There's Big Harvey. He's in the grasp. Oh, boy, that's...
Well, I must say, on the other replay, you saw the referee, Jerry Markbright. He was waving his hands. It was all over before Cavanaugh threw it.
That's true. This fellow is not kicking well, Frank.
He's not a free. He's been hurting. That'll never
there you go.
John Smith, who led the league in scoring for the last 2 seasons, has missed once again for New England. He could have made a big difference in Philadelphia a week ago. The Cowboys have possession.
You're looking at rust close-up. It's already breeding, building up inside a car radiator after just 10,000 miles on weak, neglected antifreeze. But look at a radiator protected with new improved Prestone 2. Quite a difference. Introducing advanced silicone silicate formula Prestone to lock out rust and corrosion in all metals. And now it's even stronger for better aluminum protection. New Prestone 2, the bestseller just got better.
John, would a Blu-ray furnace cut my oil bill 40% like yours?
It probably would, compared to your ordinary furnace. Come on over and see. No other furnace made has Blu-ray's unique flame concentrator that burns oil so efficiently it actually burns blue. Saves us Swayzes 41%.
Blue is money in the pocket.
Get Blu-ray's free savings calculator now. Phone toll-free 800-233-3140, 233-3140.
Saturday, Matthew Saad Muhammad defends his WBC World Light Heavyweight title, plus Steve Ovett and the world's best in the Fifth Avenue Mile. Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Doug Wilson, our esteemed producer, perhaps. Who knows? Frank Gifford, Howard Cosell, Don Meredith, watching a good football game. The New England Patriots changing things up. Not a bad way to play, Dallas. Show them things that you haven't shown before.
But they had the mark of a loser in that last series. First, the officials' call was proper, bringing the ball back on the apparent touchdown. Second, Smith continues not to be able to kick. Third, Dwight Wheeler couldn't handle Harvey Martin.
On 1st and 10, Dorsett. Look out.
Look out,
this could be the distance. He has great speed.
He's gone.
Tony Dorsett. 75-yard touchdown run, a brilliantly executed play.
Pretty?
Great blocking at the line of scrimmage, and then Tony Dorsett just did his thing.
Oh, my gosh.
And to look at Ron Earhart, as you look at the end zone replay again, reveals Ron to be the most intense and worried man. And I said they had the look of a loser on that last series, and this proved it. If ever a team has to show character, after that.
Blocks downfield. Great by their flankers, their outside receivers.
Started off with a great block by Herb Scott, Frank, 68. Then you had Drew Pearson out in front.
Butch Johnson.
Yeah, Tony just stayed in there behind as Drew Pearson, 88. That was a beautifully executed play.
Seption in an attempt to extend the Dallas lead. Which he does. So suddenly the Cowboys are out in front 17-7. This man is very special in this game, Tony Dorsett.
Welcome to the Buick School of Performing Arts and its most distinguished graduate, the Buick Riviera. With front-wheel drive, four-wheel independent suspension, almost every power assist imaginable, standard. And for power, a sophisticated V6 or optional V8 or diesel engine. Buick's Riviera, a real driver's education.
Classes start at your Buick dealers now.
Oh, Ed, now the Toyota needs struts, brakes, and a new muffler. And if we can't get the car back by tonight, we can't go to your mother's for dinner. She'll never get all that done in one day.
If you want your foreign car fixed fast, get the Midas touch. Midas has foreign car struts, brakes, and mufflers in stock.
I won't see my mother-in-law for a week.
Get the Midas touch. Nobody else has it.
Hi, Mom.
Starting September 30th, an outcry of freedom and desire. The Manions of America.
Less than a half, and Tony Dorsett, who led the NFL after 2 games, now leads the NFL in rushing after 3 games.
8.1 average per carry. That 75 yards helped that one, didn't it?
Utterly huge.
3rd longest run in Cowboy history. He has the longest at 84.
Did I have the 2nd longest? Do you have that book? Evidently not.
And he has one of 77. And he now has one of 75. Tony Collins takes the kickoff of Septian. Collins piled up out around the 25-yard line by Everson Walls.
Basically, they're meeting Landry's goals, the Dallas special team, on these kickoff returns.
And they want to keep them no further than the 28-yard line. And believe me, that's all figured out. I don't know how they do all that sort of stuff.
I love that new hat.
Yeah, he's got a new hat. Well, he's very fashion conscious. Alicia, of course, helps him.
Dallas leading 17-7. Matt Cavanaugh, who has performed well tonight. Back again. This time going out to his wide receiver, Stanley Morgan, the intended receiver, back there defensively, a man whom the Dallas Cowboy coaching staff will tell you makes things happen, Dennis Thurman.
Now Stanley, who's been out with an injury, can run the fly. He can run straight. He'll have a problem tonight. He's not fully recovered, trying to hook and curl, but right there he should have had that.
I've seen him even call interferences on plays like that. You saw Dennis try to reach his hand back in. The ball was a little bit underthrown, but Ed Jones was the big reason for that. He was all over Cavanaugh as he threw it.
2 tight ends for New England on 2nd down and 10. The rookie Lynn Dawson from North Carolina State is in there with Hasselbeck. We get the run call. Tony Collins fumbles the ball, and Dallas looks as though they have recovered.
They can blow this game out of itself.
Steve Wilson recovers for Dallas, and they'll have super field position, 30-yard line, inside the 30-yard line of New England.
They can blow this game out right now. 6:35 to go in the 2nd quarter. 2 terrible mistakes by the New England Patriots. One with Mike Haynes standing there passively in the end zone as Butch Johnson stole the ball on what should have been an easy knockdown or intercept. And secondly, they were dispirited after they failed to score, and Dorsett took advantage.
Drew Pearson, 88. As we look at a single setback, Pearson now in motion. Tony Dorsett. Flag is down as Dorsett is to the 25-yard line. Richard Bishop upending Dorsett after a gain of 3, but we are going to have a holding call. It works against Dallas. 5 games, 16 days. We hope you've enjoyed them. That's what we've been bringing you here on ABC. And a week from tonight, Chicago, and the Los Angeles Rams. As the soap opera story continues to develop.
Holding, number 64, offense, 1st down.
You know, is Tom Rafferty at center, and I speak of our travels. Well, our technicians and engineers have done a superb job moving all over the country. They're a little bit bleary-eyed, but they are the best. And we're happy and proud to be with them. 1st down and 20. Cowboys at New England's 38. Dorsett. This time, Dorsett trying to go outside is taken there by Mike Hawkins.
That's a good move by Hawkins. Springs was the guy that was supposed to be blocking me out there, and Hawkins just made a real good move, and Springs didn't even get a piece of it. Came right back around and got Tony for a loss.
For the Pats to get back in this game, they've got to do 2 things. They've got to, that's Makovich, formerly of Wake Forest, who's feeding in signals there. I believe that is, isn't it, Frank?
John Makovic. He is a first-year man from Wake Forest. And he gets the unenviable job of signaling Tom's plays in. 2nd and 23, and a flag is down.
And offsides over here.
Danny White. Deep in the end zone and out of the end zone. Hustling down there was Butch Johnson, but there was movement at the line.
I think it's Drew Pearson on this side. If you're spread out that far, it's kind of difficult to hear that snap count, and I think he just moved a little early.
Well, I'll decline this. What they've got to do, the Pats, is show some character. They've got to pull together, stop
illegal
Dallas.
motion, number 88, offense, declined, 3rd down.
So it brings up 3rd down and 23. Tough call. New England will be giving them some of it, but they also have to be thinking in terms of the field goal. And right out into the shotgun comes Dallas. Tony Hill up at the top of your screen. Middle screen. Ron Springs. Strange pursued and dropped at the 32-yard line, far short of the first down. Again, Ray Hamilton, who has missed a lot of action over the past 3 or 4 weeks with a sore right ankle, playing good football tonight.
Well, that was somebody's man. Ron Springs, that's the middle screen. Maybe it was Hamilton's man. They're either going to be a linebacker or one of those defensive linemen who've got to stay in that middle and watch for that screen. If Hamilton hadn't made a tackle, they could have possibly picked up even the first down.
Danny White will be looking for the corner, and he's good at it. Roland James will try to guess with him. White angling the ball and catches the end zone. It'll be a touchback. So there will be a net gain of 12 yards as the ball will come back out to the 20. New England brings their offensive unit back onto the field, hoping to regroup. They lead 17-7, 4:50 remaining in the half.
In Japan, people demand a lot from a 35mm camera. That's why thousands of Japanese have gone beyond ordinary automatic 35s to the Pentax ME Super. The ME Super is really 2 cameras. On manual, you use it like a professional camera. But on automatic, it's as easy to use as any 35. The Pentax ME Super. One reason we've sold more 35 SLR cameras than any other company in Japan, or in the world.
I'll tell you, we never realized golf was such a tough game.
Hey, it's a lot easier hitting a quarterback than a little white ball. So us Linksters drink light beer from Miller.
Not just because light tastes great, but because it's got 1/3 less calories than a regular beer.
And it's less filling.
And you can't afford to get filled up when you're out there trying to get birdies.
Yeah, those things move awfully fast.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Saturday on NCAA College Football, Boston College versus North Carolina headlines regional action at a special early time. Then at 5 Eastern, undefeated USC battles undefeated Oklahoma, plus other games. Check local listings Saturday.
New England was 10-6 last year. Buffalo took the AFC East with an 11-5. The Cowboys were 12-4. They lost in a tiebreaker to Philadelphia, and they lost the NFC Championship to Philadelphia. 1st and 10, New England from their own 20-yard line. Tony Collins, right side. And Collins sprints out over the 25-yard line before Charlie Waters is there defensively. Boy, there's baseball fever up here in Boston, isn't there?
Oh, is there? They're going crazy at Fenway. 9-2, Boston killing Milwaukee. Detroit over Baltimore. Cleveland shutting out the suddenly slumping Yankees. Oakland, Toronto postponed. Minnesota, red hot in the second half, leading Kansas City. And Texas over Seattle, Chicago, California, latest start.
That was good.
2nd down and 4. Katupu. Big hole. Most really cracked Michael Downs and got a couple of extra yards out of it, but he already had the first down. They'll mark it up.
Michael Downs being new back there to begin with. He says, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to meet anybody coming back here this quick. Look at that straight up blocking on Randy White. That's Hannah. Randy White, as we've talked about many times, can't be too many people much better. Downs says, wait a minute, I'm just a rookie from Rice. What are you doing coming back and hitting me that hard?
Downs is some rookie. He's going to be a star.
He is.
They have marked it at the 38-yard line. First down and 10. Collins. And Collins pursued and dropped by middle linebacker Bob Brunig. After a gain of 4, it'll be second down and 6.
National League Cards away from the Mets, shut out the Cubs. Look at that Philly-Montreal game. I'll tell you about Steve Carlton later. He set a record tonight. Mets leading 2-1 in the 7th. And San Diego, Cincinnati later start.
Second down and 6. Matt Cavanaugh got the start tonight. There was a lot of question. Ron Earhart told us this morning that he would start. Steve Grogan, physically all right. Neither one very productive in their first 2 losing efforts of the season. Quick shot. Stanley Morgan, he has great speed. They're playing with a knee brace that has kept him out of action, but you saw just a quick flash of a man over the past couple of years has just been sensational. A Pro Bowler the last 2 years.
Reminiscent of an old teammate of mine, Bobby Hayes. Used to throw that ball out to Bobby and say, Bobby, look, we can't think of anything else to do, so I'm just going to throw it out there and do whatever you can. But watch this little move. Little quick fake into the line of scrimmage. Okay, Stanley Morgan, Bobby Hayes. Look at that move. Now, Thurman is a pretty good open field tackler. That's one of the things boy, he can get them in the open field.
New England has the first down at the 45-yard line of Dallas. Cavanaugh up again. Man is open. And taking the ball once again, Stanley Morgan.
Cavanaugh is handling this team beautifully. As we approach the 2-minute warning, he's doing the right thing. He must be patient. If you only get back a field goal, you're back in the game.
New England has 2 timeouts remaining. We'll be right back.
Hey, over here! Hey, here! Yeah. Let's come around here. Yeah.
Hiya, Phil. Looks like we got here just in time.
I'm glad to see you.
Hop on in there.
Okay.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. We don't have room for your TV.
Guess I'll just have to wait for the next boat.
There's only one television that people are absolutely crazy about. Trinitron from Sony, the one and only.
Clean water, more precious to life than oil. But it too is becoming scarce because of man's pollution. But now there's something that's helping to clean water all over the world. A unique wastewater treatment system made possible by this special plastic developed by Phillips Petroleum. There are other energy sources besides oil, but there's no substitute for water. Caring for your car and more. That's performance from Phillips Petroleum.
Of those 156 yards, 8 for 11 is Matt Cavanaugh. 93 of them have been on the part of Don Hasselbeck, the big tight end who has roamed around free all night. He has 3 receptions for 96. 2 timeouts remaining. New England down 17-7. That is Cavanaugh, troubled as has Grogan been with knee problems over the past few years. As a matter of fact, he came in a surprisingly low draft pick because of a knee problem. Missed his rookie season with knee surgery. Hasselbeck in motion. He's the big number 80. Cavanaugh going for Jackson, and Jackson after dueling with Wilson, and a flag is down. They'll bring it up. Defensive pass interference. Wilson, Harold Jackson is a cagey receiver. He slowed down and let Wilson run up his back.
Well, he wound up having him pretty well by himself, and you're right, he is a cagey receiver. Made a pretty good move. Wilson looks up now to see the ball, making his move toward the ball. He's coming over the shoulders, and that's restricting the offensive receiver's ability to catch the ball.
But he kept his body between the ball and Wilson. Wilson had to play through him.
That's right.
It's first down, goal to go. This capacity crowd getting their share of excitement tonight. Calhoun stacked up on the big left side of the Cowboys. John Dutton, Ed Jones, Guy Brown, Bob Brunig, all closing down.
And look at the bottom of it. It's Charlie Waters from his defensive safety. Charlie makes a lot of tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
Tell you this, New England has been resolute in this drive. That man's worried about his job. He's the most intense figure on the field. and they have been resolute. But now they got to prove they can get that ball in there. At this point in time, while a field goal keeps them alive in the game, it's not what they want. They want more.
Second down and goal. The ball's at the 3. Collins.
About 7.
And resolutely they move into the end zone. What a football game. It is a beauty. Tom Landry, I think, suspected they might be blown away when they came back and led 17-7. New England is not quitting.
Again, a good move. We talk about that offensive line, but they stacked them up, went to the right. Wilson, you see, has a shot at him. He doesn't hold on. They had Ed Jones pretty well trapped in on his side. That's Dutton there for the side of it, so they did a good job on the offensive right side of the line. That's
Shelby Jordan, number 74, did a well of a job.
So did Shelby, so did Bob Kreider.
John Smith. And Smith brings the Patriots to within 3. We'll be returning to Foxborough with more football after this message from the National Football League.
This is Tony Dorsett of the Dallas Cowboys with a lot of my friends from the youth agencies that your United Way support makes possible. But I wonder just how many of you know the United Way is working with young people and specialized local organizations. With your help, they're staying off the streets, learning the facts about drugs and alcohol. They're learning that it's more fun to be part of a team than part of a gang. See you guys later! She's beat me! Ah! Ah! These kids are our future. They're our hope for a better tomorrow. But all of us have a responsibility to give them a chance. And we're doing that and more when we help them all through the United Way. He's a champion. This is Tony Dorsett reminding you that, thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way. It works for all of us, you and you. She made me pull muscle trying to catch it.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by Tony Dorsett and the National Football League. And Tony Collins just went off the right side. Good, determined running. Second-round draft pick out of East Carolina, who was a leading rusher for the Patriots in the preseason. Kubak picks off for New England. Taken over there by Timmy Newsom. Well, Newsom battered and beaten around till he gets to the 30 and a flag is down. 1:03 on the clock remaining in the first half. The Cowboys have their full complement of 3 timeouts. And the Cowboys now will begin deep in their own territory.
Timmy Newsom ran that kickoff back. I wish you folks could see more of him tonight. You won't, because he's been hampered by injury. He is going to be a truly great running back out of Winston-Salem State, and he is the best back the Cowboys have coming out in the backfield of
Illegal use of the hands, number 51 on the run back. First down.
Anthony Dickerson a little eager for Dallas. The Cowboys now at their own 17-yard line.
Ball at the 17-yard line. It'll be
Cowboys leading 17-14. Tony Dorsett with an electrifying 75-yard touchdown run is the difference thus far. Dorsett deep in that I formation, but he gets to the line of scrimmage so quickly. Dorsett springs is in front. Stepping out of bounds right at the first down marker, stopping the clock with 57 seconds. Rick Sanford was there to make sure defensively for New England.
He's amazing. He can go 70-80 on any play. How do you choke him down?
He is 6 yards short of becoming the second leading all-time rusher for the Cowboys, replacing Calvin Hill.
Averaging 10 yards a carry tonight. Oh.
Yeah, he says, I'm just warming up. Other side of the field, you see they came up just a little bit short. You're going to get Dallas up around the 30. They'll start thinking about trying to get in a position to at least get a field goal. The reason why they ran on that first down, they were back at their own end of the field. They don't want anything to happen before the half, that either turnovers where they would not go into the half ahead.
Something like that.
Yeah. They didn't want to do that. They're protecting the lead.
Thing with Dorsett, you have a very special person back there. He can turn the running play into a big gainer. Send him outside. cuts back against the grain. In great condition. Had a big game against St. Louis a week ago in 110 or 12 degree temperatures at Texas Stadium. Second down, you saw the inches needed. Out of the shotgun comes Dallas. And over the middle is open is Philly Joe Dupree, who now gets out over the 30 for the first down. Hurry up offense by Dallas. Danny White, very cool quarterback. He knows exactly where he is, his timeouts, and what is required. Hit his legs. I told you, and I believe New England's going to come up with the football.
That was the thing they didn't want to happen.
Mike Hawkins was there first.
Talking about.
Well, you got to look right there to Rafferty. He's the new center.
Julius Adams and Mike Hawkins were all over the football. 32 seconds remaining, and New England has a great opportunity to go in, at least tied in this game, and maybe with the lead. Well, we told you, John Fitzgerald, the center, was hurt in training camp, the regular center. Robert Shaw is also out of the lineup. What we basically have is Rafferty, who has not played center for some time, working at the center spot for Dallas. Low snap, Danny White could not handle it, and New England in great field position inside the 19-yard line of Dallas. Draw play, Calhoun. Calhoun for a couple.
Randy White was the man that slipped in there and pulled that one down.
And New England will take timeout. They have one remaining.
I must say, Don, you call that.
Isn't it amazing? Sometimes I come up with something.
That's that shotgun again.
That's
which
the shotgun.
Hawkinson doesn't like, and you too.
Hawkins, the man that came in there and made that recovery. They were putting some pressure there, but obviously it was real. I got you. That's right. Yep.
There's Matt Cavanaugh. And he had replaced Grogan a year ago, and then he hurt his knee. Both of them have been troubled with knee problems throughout their careers. The fans, of course, cried for Cavanaugh over the past couple of years. They'd get Grogan, then they'd get Cavanaugh, then Cavanaugh would get hurt. Grogan would come back in. Very unsettled spot for New England, the quarterback.
That's an interesting stat because Gossett has outrushed the entire New England team, and young Tony Collins from East Carolina has had himself a very effective night. And so is Calhoun for that matter.
It'll be second down and 8. And Cavanaugh brings them up. Morgan goes out to the left. He's the speed at the receiver. The clever one, split to the right, is Earl Jackson. Number 80, Hasselbeck, has been a real force in this half. Cavanaugh, deep drop, going for Harold Jackson.
Good defensive play.
Hold on, defensive play made by Steve Wilson.
That was a good defensive play by Wilson that time. Came in, had better position than he did, obviously, when we saw him commit a little pass interference earlier. Jackson, again, very similar route to the one that interference was called. You saw that he did turn Wilson around. This time, Wilson makes a little bit move, a little bit more to the inside, didn't hit the body, got it with his head, knocked it away.
Third down and 8, 20 seconds on the clock. One timeout remaining for New England. They trail 17-14. Pete Brock snaps for New England when they're in the shotgun, as they are right now.
There he is,
wide open is Andy Johnson. He bobbles the ball, and he had possession. This will be a touchback.
No, I can't believe it.
What a break. New England with a golden opportunity. Dennis Thurman covered the fumble by Andy Johnson, and the Dallas Cowboys will have the ball at the 20-yard line. 11 seconds remaining in the half.
I don't blame Earhart. He is probably near suicidal at this point.
Well, I tell you, he has Johnson so wide open. It starts off, as we said here, really good protection. We might as well say that. Cavanaugh's moving around. Johnson comes back across the middle, wide open in there. That's Benny Barnes, 31. That jars it loose. He just didn't quite get it put away. And in the end zone, you got Thurman that just falls on it.
It's the execution by England, not the game plan, because it has worked beautifully. Men have been open all over the field. They run the ball enough to contain the Dallas defense. As we see Danny White run out the final seconds here in the first half. Hope you're enjoying it from Foxborough. Halftime activities coming up very shortly. And there it is. And we'll be back with halftime after this message and a word from our local stations. It's Dallas 17, New England 14. The formal announcement will come tomorrow at a press conference. David Brinkley joining ABC News. Of course, highly respected, gifted newsman for so many years. For so many years, people have grown up with David Brinkley, and we're delighted he's on board.
There are the halftime stats. Look at that. Look at the way New England came back, especially in yards passing. The total yards almost even. Dallas slightly ahead in time of possession. A simply terrific football game, but with New England making the key mistakes. And you can't overlook that.
This man, spectacular 75-yard touchdown run, did much of it on his own. Great blocking, however, at the line of scrimmage. Not bad stats. 6 more. As I told you earlier, he'll become the second leading all-time rusher behind Don Perkins, replacing Calvin Hill. Both teams coming into tonight for New England. They had lost their first 2 ball games. They lost to Baltimore. They lost to Philadelphia last week. Dallas, meanwhile, beat Washington 26-10. They beat St. Louis 30-17. Dallas 12-4 last year, tied with England, rather Philadelphia. They lost in a tiebreaker in the playoffs. They beat Los Angeles, Atlanta, then they lost to the Eagles in the NFC Championship. New England 10-6, Buffalo winning their division with an 11-5 mark.
No Worthley, and this goes back to our opening of the telecast tonight. New England has not been able to contain Tony Dorsett, but they've handled the fearsome front 4 of Dallas. Kavanaugh getting superb protection. Frank.
Septian hits it for Dallas. Tony Collins from the 5-yard line for New England. And Tony Collins out close to the 30-yard line. Taken there by Anthony Dickerson. And we anticipate Matt Kavanaugh's return with Calhoun and Collins, although they have been alternating setbacks. Stanley Morgan has been a factor, and a big factor, in the lineup as wide receiver, number 86 for New England. He's been out for several weeks with a sore ankle and a knee. Harold Jackson is back in the lineup, and Don Hasselbeck. He had 3 big receptions for 93 yards for New England. 1st and 10, New England. They're at their own 27. Calhoun, right side. And Calhoun met first by big Ed Jones, who has been the defensive MVP in both the Cowboys' early games. Charlie Waters also helping out. Calhoun will come out, and Tatupu, who is seeing a lot of action tonight, comes into the lineup. Tell you again, Sam Cunningham signed his contract. He reported 1 week ago and started working out. Not available, however, tonight. He's been out of the game for a year. Morgan, split left, as is Jackson. Hasselbeck, number 80, bottom of your screen. 2nd and 8. Wide open is Jackson. Down the sideline, Jackson. To the 41-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys, splitting Michael Downs.
Frank, New England's been picking them apart all night. Kavanaugh getting superb protection. Receivers wide open all over the place as you look at it again. But they have not capitalized. And up till this point, that's the key.
There's Downs making the stop, and it was good pattern run by Jackson. Ball well thrown by Kavanaugh. He's having himself a night. Carlos Pennywell is in briefly to give Jackson a breather. Ball near the 41. Kavanaugh back quickly. Fired and complete. Tony Collins. To about the 38-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. Guy Brown defensively for the Dallas Cowboys. There he is. He's big, 6'4", a 228-pounder. He has had a lot of little injuries that maybe the Cowboys felt should not have kept him out of the lineup. He got his opportunity to play when Mike Hageman suffered a broken arm against the Washington Redskins. 2nd and 8. Play. Tatupu. And Tatupu with a big opening. He'll go in. Oh, there are no flags.
Well, what a move.
38-yard touchdown run. Great acceleration at the line of scrimmage. on a little quick draw to Tutupu.
You've got to think when you see a play like that something happened to the middle linebacker. I really don't know. I'm sure we'll see it again in a minute. Caught the Dallas secondary into a double zone. All right, let's see what happens to Bruning. Right in the middle. Pretty good standoff there on the outside. Hannah's doing a good job on White. Bruning gets caught up in the middle, as does Dutton. Charlie Waters comes in, hits, bounces off, and he runs.
Memo to Dick Vermeil and Carl Peterson. Stop calling Bucko Gilroy. You're not getting Mosey Tutupu.
We have a new leader. The New England Patriots is John Smith. Splits the uprights. And the Patriots are on top. Really 21-17 on a very fine run of 38 yards by Mosey Tutupu.
I don't know what's tougher, my job or this new Chevy pickup. Hauls a lot of payload, helps smooth out those country roads. And you can't buy a V8-powered car or truck with better gas mileage ratings. But after a long, hard day...
Hey, Cowboy.
This dude's ready to play. And I play just as hard as I work.
The interest rate rollback ends September 23rd. Don't wait till it's too late for 13.8.
Everywhere I go, people ask me, Arnie, is that old tractor you drove in the Pennzoil commercial still running? Still running? We use it here at Latrobe every day. And with Pennzoil protecting the engine, there are a lot more miles left in it. You know, this old tractor and I are a lot alike. We're both still using Pennzoil, and we're both still running.
Gas-saving Pennzoil. Quality in every extra mile.
A capacity crowd of 61,000 plus is loving every moment of it. The New England Patriots looking for their first win of the season. Set to kick off. There's James Jones for Dallas. Mike Hubach. They put it in the air for New England. An electrifying run by Tutupu. Jones from his 10-yard line. And out to the 30-yard line. Closing down on it. Lynn Dawson, let's look at that draw again.
Another look in the middle. You got Pete Brock coming in from the center position, but a good block also. Oh, they've got Dutton in there pretty good shape. Charlie Waters came from his strong safety. That's just not a very good tackling position. Both those safeties and the cornerbacks were into a double zone on both sides, so Charlie had to make a little move from the outside to come in, but basically missed it.
The offensive unit of the Dallas Cowboys back out on the field. They've been able to spring Dorsett. They've been able to hit Ron Springs. They've been able to hit Tony Hill and Butch Johnson. Now they trail. White on first down. Fires a complete to Butch Johnson, and Johnson is out of bounds up over the 35-yard line. Gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3.
These two teams really have offensive firepower. Neither has shown the capacity to stop the other. There's Mosey.
He's had a night.
I don't understand why he's been played so little the last 4 years, Giff.
They've been saving him for this game.
Second down and 3. Drew Pearson, number 88, top of your screen. Out of the eye. Short handoff, Ron Springs. Line of scrimmage, squeezes out a yard. It'll be third down and 2. Richard Bishop on the bottom of that pile. Big number 64.
Bishop, one of 4 holdouts a year ago. An excellent nose guard.
He's been seeing a lot of action for Ray Hamilton. Ray Hamilton hurt in the preseason with a bad ankle. Bishop moved in at nose tackle. He can play at the end. He can play at the tackle. And right now, they stay in a 3-4. 3 tight ends are in. That's Saldi in motion. We have Dupree and Cosby also. Ron Springs. There will be no first down, and Dallas will have to turn it over, and this New England Patriot team is really goosed up.
They're fired up now, and look at those fans. They've been waiting a long time in New England, and they know the season is young. A win tonight puts them at 1-2 if they can do it. That's not going to be easy against a great Dallas team.
Tom Landry in his 22nd year.
He's not above being a little itchy, is he?
Now, is he the only coach Dallas has ever had?
Mm-hmm. They There's Roland James. Danny White will punt. A strange question. Roland James. No fair catch indicated. Dallas saying they have the football. There's a scramble. New England says, no, we have it. Roland James would have been better advised to have gone for the fair catch as New England turns it over.
Absolutely. A team with a capacity, as they proved tonight, for the key mistake again and again and again.
Dallas has certainly had the swing of good fortune so far tonight. Very easily, New England could have another touchdown on the board, as we saw a fumble into the end zone right before the half.
The first down is inside the 20-yard line at the 19.
They've got a little razzle-dazzle play. It's a good position for them to do this. They've got these wide receivers that can throw passes. Little reverse screen pass could come up anytime.
Back into the pro set, now back into a wing set with Dorsett, and now in motion. They show you so many things. Ron Springs. Opening on the left side is Springs, showing you the strength and power that takes him to the 15. Gain of 4, it'll be second down and 6. This Springs has really developed for Dallas. They got him cheap. They got him in the 3rd round. Or actually, he was the 5th round draft pick. He had led Ohio State as a junior, was hurt as a senior, slipped by a lot of folks. And Ron Springs has turned into a superb football player. He's a backup man also to Tony Dorsett. Second and 6. Ball at New England's 15-yard line. Springs, another big hole. Springs inside the 10. Close to a first down. Bill Matthews defensively first there for New England.
Steve Nelson and Bill Matthews on the defense.
There's Makovic. We'll see the signal in a moment.
That's the call. Of course, much like baseball, some of them are dummy calls. It's less than 1 for the first on 3rd down. Robert Newhouse comes into the lineup, his first appearance on the night. He lost his job in training camp when he pulled a muscle and Ron Springs developed so rapidly. Saldi, Newhouse. Newhouse turned back. It'll be 4th down.
Now, you got to wonder, Newhouse just barely made the huddle. I mean, he's the guy they gave the ball to. I wonder if he knew that was his play they'd call. Well, he did. He was the last man out there. He hadn't been here all night.
And
got a man down.
New England Patriot. Tim Fox.
Oh, they can't afford
free safety.
That's true, and what a spirit. And they're showing a lot of resolution out there tonight as you look at Timmy Fox and his vital statistics. Now lives here in Foxborough, but grew up with our own Steve Pazika in Canton, Ohio. Did you know that, Frank?
Absolutely. Tim Fox, one of the many players acquired by New England in the trade of O.J. Simpson. And he is being attended to by the medical staff of the New England Patriots. We'll remind you again this Saturday you'll be seeing NCAA college football. It'll be regional action starting at 12 o'clock Eastern. Boston College will be at North Carolina, Oregon State and Minnesota, Florida, Mississippi State, San Jose, California. That's a special time at 10:30. As we can see, Timmy Fox is in pretty good shape. Then following Wide World of Sports at 5 o'clock Eastern, the second half of our NCAA doubleheader, Oklahoma and USC. And how about Marcus Allen out of USC? 210 yards in his first game, 274 yards against Indiana. Last Saturday, he only carried 138 times. Only kidding. He carried it 40 times, though. He's 30. Dallas is choose the field goal. They'll go on 4th down, a full yard. Saldi in motion. Dorsett, easily the first down. It'll be 1st and goal to go at the 7.
Kind of reminds me of the old days of Oakland. They like to run left, and so does Dallas over Pat Donovan and Herb Scott. 2 Pro Bowlers, and you see Dorsett saying, wait a minute, something pinched my elbow.
So Dallas threatening. Roland James would not go for the fair catch. Bobbled the ball. Dallas recovered the fumble. And now they have a 1st and goal, and Timmy Fox, we are glad to report, is back in the game for New England. Drew Pearson right. Brooks Johnson left. James Jones, number 23, gets the call over the right side. He's piled up and maybe squeezes a yard out. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
James Jones, the ball carrier, has been plagued with a few injuries this year also, but you saw him run in that time as Tony Dorsett did go out.
A minute ago, I mentioned as part of the O.J. Simpson trade, we were just in Buffalo, by the way. It was Jim Plunkett. And they got a lot for him. They got Pete Brock out there. They've got Tim Fox. They got Ray Claiborne and Horace Ivory, all for Plunkett. And he was traded to San Francisco. 2nd down, goal to go. Put it in the air. On Springs, getting closer.
You're not paying any attention, do you not, Howard?
It'll be 3rd and goal to go. The ball inside the 2, and we're going to pause 5 seconds and allow our stations to identify themselves.
WFAA Television, Channel 8, Dallas-Fort Worth.
And if you've just joined us, Dallas got the scoring underway in the 1st quarter. They led 7-0. New England came back with Don Calhoun to tie it at 7. Seption put the Cowboys ahead again in the 2nd quarter. Then Tony Dorsett went 75 yards to make it 17-7. We're looking at a 21-17 game now. New England in the lead. 3rd down, goal to go. Danny White, man wide open. And it's Billy Joe Dupree. No one even near him.
That's called stacking it against him, man. Nobody was there to cover Billy Joe. The usual call had a motion going the other way. Danny Rowe back toward where the motion came from. You see it here. I think this is Cosby coming into motion. A little fake into Springs, rolls out. Nobody there. That was Ron Schultz that had a little shot at, maybe that was Schultz's man, as a matter of fact. He's the linebacker on that side. Schultz was in there trying to hit Danny White. Didn't make it.
Thing they do, Dupree blocks down for just a moment. The safety thinks run, takes his eyes off. Dupree slides in behind him. That was perfectly executed. Seption for the conversion. And Dallas says regain the lead with 7:29 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Cowboys back out in front, 24-21. Good action. Stay with us.
Here we go. Tying run on 2nd, folks, but they're down to the last out.
Come on, Bobby, you're the best. Let's go now. Just take one right now. Come on.
All right.
Come on now, let's go. Right now. Come on, this is right here. All you need is one.
You're right.
You'll be a winner right here. Ace it.
Beat the ball.
Big ball game. Here we go now. All you need is one right here.
There's it, folks. Another great show by the king and his court.
Hey, cheer up, kid. It's Miller time. If you've got the time, we've got the beer, Miller beer.
Hey, guys, the king's here.
Miller tastes too good to hurry through. When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear. Beer after beer. If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
You're the best. Thank you, Bobby.
Miller beer.
Saturday on NCAA college football, Boston College versus North Carolina headlines regional action at a special early time. Then at 5 Eastern, undefeated USC battles undefeated Oklahoma, plus other games. Check local listings Saturday.
7 plays. They moved 19 yards following the Roland James fumble of a punt, which he should have called for a fair catch and did not. Tony Collins is deep. Raphael Seption will put it in the air for Dallas. Or almost in the air. Low line driver. Collins one-hops it, and he's on his way. Now to about the 29-yard line goes Tony Collins, and you have to wonder, without New England's mistake, this would be an entirely different ball game.
Be a runaway for the Patriots, but they make the mistakes, and Dallas is an opportunistic team. Brilliantly coached, grasping every chance.
Matt Cavanaugh. Good night for Cavanaugh. New England from their 29-yard line. Collins 33, Calhoun 44, setbacks for New England. Cavanaugh again with good protection and an open receiver, Stanley Morgan. Dennis Thurman, man-to-man on Morgan, and Morgan was there, and that ball was well thrown.
And New England has met one challenge tonight despite their mistakes. As you look at Stanley and ISO, they have really contained the Dallas pass rush.
They really have, and I think that's the real key. Howard, he's really having a lot of time to throw, and Thurman, they've got some inexperience back there. Even in Thurman, he hasn't been in that long, so they're really working on man-to-man.
Ball near the 48-yard line for the first down. Earl Jackson, top of your screen. Patupu, this time piled up as Big Ed Jones closed it down from his defensive end position.
Not that time.
Eddie Lee.
Ed Jones, was he a pretty good boxer when he took that year out, Howard? Well, that answers that.
I wouldn't want him to go 3 rounds with Sugar Ray Leonard, despite his size.
Get a broken kneecap. Kneecap of about a yard and a half.
He'd get water on the knee. That's what Ali almost got when he fought Chuvalo in Toronto.
Why did I bring it up?
I don't know.
Second down. Kavanaugh. And no receiver downfield, and Kavanaugh steps out of bounds.
Don't you think he may have made a mistake? He had 3 red shirts out there.
I thought he did.
I think he could have made some more yardage that time.
That's the first time he's been out of the pocket all night that I can remember.
Loss of about a half a yard. So it'll be 3rd and long. Not a good situation against the Dallas defense.
Very big situation for the Pats.
3rd down and 11. Hasselbeck comes out as we have 3 wide receivers. That's Jackson, 29. Stanley Morgan, who's been a factor tonight, a big one. Number 86, and Westbrook is number 83. From the shotgun. Going deep is Kavanaugh. Stanley Morgan, who is running as if he is not troubled at all with knee and ankle.
Kavanaugh threw that one way too quickly. He saw the blitz coming from Dallas. They picked him up, but he just got a little bit nervous in his throw, threw it too quickly. Didn't give the pattern a chance to develop.
New England hunting for their first time tonight. And James Jones settles in at the 10. Kubach. What? Mike Kubach was terrible in preseason, almost lost his job, but he's been good over the past 2 games. He's had a lot of practice, I guess I could say. This is Jones. And Jones, with a risky maneuver, that is 15, gets out to the 17-yard line on the 34-yard punt by Hubach. Not a bad punt. The Cowboys will be deep in their own territory when we return to Foxborough.
Man's endeavor to conquer air has seen some dramatic successes, not the least of which is our own Buick Regal, a car whose aerodynamic styling enables it to move through the air very efficiently, thus contributing to some very impressive mileage figures indeed. The luxurious Buick Regal. It flies through the air with the greatest of ease, without even leaving the ground.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? We want to make you smile.
Welcome back. I see you brought a friend. My boss. Hasn't smiled the whole trip. I'm back. I think you'll like our beds.
Make you smile.
Big room. Everything all right?
Just fine. Call me for dinner.
In an hour. We made him smile.
Come to Holiday Inn where your style says we're #1 people pleasing.
Simon and Garfunkel's Phenomenal Reunion, Thursday on 2020.
Back in Foxborough. Seesaw game. Made so by the fact that New England has been playing superb football, fired up, but they've just made the mistake. A couple of them forced, however, by Dallas. A couple of fumbles. First down and 10. Dallas at their own 18-yard line. They show you, so many formations, and you have to think about each and every one of them. Pearson in motion. Dorsett, stutter step, then the acceleration. And Dorsett is the second all-time leading rusher for the Cowboys, as he gets the first down out over the 35 to the 37 where Mike Haynes was there defensively for New England. Oh, does he move around?
Good little false start to one side. You'll see him coming back out to the outside. That was Cooper, I believe, that was in the lead. Now playing off of Thrill Hill's block. Picked up a few more yards before Haynes moved in there and picked him up.
Do you believe that Steve Nelson, the best tackler of New England, didn't even slow him down?
That's right. Missed him.
First and 10 Dallas. Their own 37-yard line. White.
Yeah.
Tony Hill. A surgical job now being applied by the Cowboys right in front of Rick Sanford. Tony Dorsett, 129 yards against St. Louis, 132 against Washington as we watch Tony Hill once again.
Back out on Rick Sanford. If you remember, they've really been working over in that area quite a bit tonight. Not saying that Sanford is bad. It's just that when they're looking at what the other choices are, they really have tried to isolate him as much as they can. Hill didn't play a single down in preseason, so he's getting off to a late start.
You'll make 142 yards this far on the night for Tony Dorsett. We have 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. First and 10. That's Pearson in motion. This is Dorsett. This time, no chance at all as Ray Hamilton slid off the block of Rafferty and made the stop right at the line of scrimmage. Great statistic on this young man. 10 straight years. Now you're going all the way back to high school. This man has rushed for over 1,000 yards. This year he seems to be a much more dedicated player. His best game ever is 206 yards. And he has, as I said, 142 tonight. Second and 10. A man is open. Springs out of the backfield.
How about that little one-hand catch?
Not shabby.
Nice throw, but also a nice catch out there. Pretty good coverage. Straight drop back pass. Looking at Springs out on the outside. Schultz trying to follow him in there. Good move by Springs to reach out and bring that ball back in.
He has become exceptional. Springs really has. Great development.
Mike Hawkins instead of Schultz, I'm sorry.
Cowboys 24, New England 21. Third down, long 5. Out of the shotgun. Inside handoff. This one does not work and almost bobbled. Ron Springs with a good effort to hold on to it. It'll be fourth down.
What a play by Tony McGee. He read that so perfectly.
He either did or he got off the line real slow. I'm not sure which one it was because they ran right into him and he charged upfield. He saw it coming.
Yep.
Moved back into the inside. Had that ball been dropped, of course, that would be a forward pass. Incomplete pass.
Tony McGee's going in on his own. Remember over the years his team with Mel Lunsford makes a big play for New England. Mike Haynes drops. There he is. Danny White looks over the situation. This time he'll angle it to his left. And Danny White catches one at the 11-yard line. Good punt by Danny White, who says, one day I would like to lead the league in passing and punting. Sammy Baugh did it, 41 and 43.
2 million pounds of parts for one of the world's largest computer companies. 8 ounces of film expressed for a local news station. 4 million pounds of equipment for a major electronics company. And a 1-pound envelope expressed for a small brokerage firm. Even though airline schedules are up in the air, there isn't a plane at Emory that's grounded. In fact, Emory is carrying more shipments to more places more often than anyone. Emory, at the right place at the right time.
Rainmaker to ground. Okay, Rainmaker. One more, how to do it? Raj, picking us up a refill. Tell that fire not to go anywhere. Bullseye, you got it. Does that mean it's Miller time? Roger, over and out.
Well, it's time to relax. One beer stands clear. If you got the time, Miller's got the beer.
Saturday, Matthew Saad Muhammad defends his WBC World Light Heavyweight title. Plus Steve Ovett and the world's best in the Fifth Avenue Mile. Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
We hope you are enjoying our 5th game in 16 days at the start of the 1981 NFL season. And next Monday night, we'll be in Chicago for the Bears in Los Angeles. And the Rams, of course, they'll have to get their act together. A different act it is, because Atlanta is off to a great start. They're 3-0. Bears winners yesterday. On 1st and 10, Kavanaugh with a handoff to Calhoun. Calhoun runs into a peck of trouble out on the right side. Harvey Martin representing most of it, getting help from Everson Walls.
Closed the hole quickly, abruptly, Martin did. Looked like Calhoun might spurt for some decent yardage, but not with Harvey.
They had the 2 wide receivers flanked out very wide that time, trying to spread that Dallas defense, but you both have called it. Harvey cut it off before he had a chance to get into that secondary, the linebacker position.
Give Calhoun 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Kavanaugh with the time once again. Was it a possession? No. Ruled incomplete. The official facing the play indicated an incompletion, and now they could be reversed.
I think
that was Stanley Morgan. They'll talk it over.
Shelby Jordan was quick to get in there and argue, and I think he's right. I thought it was a completion.
It's basically a new rule, or explaining the rule of possession on a reception. You used to have to be able to do something common to the game on the reception. Not anymore. Once you show possession and you drop it, you've lost it.
Well, I don't really think I understand the rule, Vince. So if one of y'all do, tell me about it. Now, he catches the ball. Is he supposed to take a step with it?
They called possession in the first half on Andy Johnson just before the end. Look at that. I think it was the same thing as the Johnson play with a different call.
It appeared to me that he caught it, and the ball was knocked out by the defensive back.
Exactly right. Same thing that Benny Barnes did to Andy Johnson just before the end of the half.
Academic, incompletion, 3rd down and 7.
Academic to you, kid. Not to New England.
Well, I was just trying to get back to the game. Out of the shotgun. Of Tony Collins, the ball was well thrown.
And there's nobody around to defend that one. Somebody really screwed up.
Incredible the way New England fails. Well, they're just victimized by their own mistakes. They've got receivers wide open. They've had them wide open all night.
Hubach was kicked once tonight, not effectively. James Jones at midfield for Dallas. They could have good field position once again. 1:48 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Dallas over New England, 24-21. Hubach hangs it up. Jones, and he bobbles the ball as flag now goes down.
I'm going to guess that
they could have interfered with his right to catch the ball.
I think that's it, Frank.
But it looked like his own man was driven into him.
Did he cover the fumble anyway?
No, I thought New England recovered it. There it is.
Against New England. Well, you have to let him catch the ball. And it'll be marked off against New England. We'll get the official phrasing from Jerry Markbright.
I know it's only the 3rd quarter, 1:39 to go.
Interference with the opportunity to make a fair catch. Number 62 on the kicking team. 1st down.
Dwight Wheeler.
But the string runs out. No team can make this number of mistakes and expect to win.
Ron Earhart really exercised now on the sidelines. And Dallas, field position. They're at the 33-yard line of New England. They lead by 3. Tony Dorsett, single setback. Saldi adjusts to a wing spot, number 87. Here comes Dorsett. Steve Nelson defensively there for New England. Dorsett inside the 30-yard line, close to the 27.
That's a play that I think the defensive coaches could say, we have that play defensed about as well as we can defense it. And then all of a sudden, he picks up 4 or 5 yards.
He does that. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, the pursuit was there. They played it well. And nevertheless, he gets 5 yards out of it.
He's averaging 9 yards a carry, slightly over it. It's a great football game.
That blocker in front, by the way, 67, was all-pro Pat Donovan. 2nd and 5. Ron Springs. Springs has the first down. No, they will mark it back. And we'll have 3rd down. A little more than 2. And we're in the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
Tripped him up back there. His knee touched, and he was down there. I think he got it, jumped up and lunged forward for that. 3rd down and 2.
Passing down, at least from the personnel in there for Dallas. Butch Johnson, 86. Tony Hill, 80. Drew Pearson, the 3 excellent wide receivers. It's Tony Hill way up there at the top of your screen. Danny White, Ron Springs gets away from Nelson. And this time he does have the first down as time has expired in the 3rd quarter. You're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports. That is the end of the 3rd quarter. The score, 24-21 Dallas. We'll return for the 4th quarter. But right now, this message from our local stations.
Coming September 30th, a magnificent drama of human rage and desire.
It's ours! Ours!
And lovers caught in a passionate struggle for freedom.
You're going to have to get him out of the country.
Nothing could keep them apart. The Manions of America.
Emotion from a Dallas jury today when one of the victims of the Skyride accident talked about life since then. And in Fort Worth, it's back to the drawing board for a new city jail. Details in the update.
This bud's for the people who make the tough jobs all part of a day's work.
This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This bud's for you.
Good morning,
There's a new name to remember.
Republic Bank.
And thanks for doing business with Republic Bank.
Welcome to Republic Bank. Welcome to Republic Bank. Welcome to Republic Bank.
Republic of Texas banks have a new name next to their silver star. It means the same dedicated people now backed by immense resources and strong financial experience all across Texas.
Republic Bank, what can we do for you?
Republic Bank, we know no limits.
It's Whole Earth TV, Tuesday at 6:30.
That's the story. As we begin the 4th quarter, the Dallas Cowboys leading 24-21 over New England. New England with 2 losses in the early season. Dallas with 2 victories. Dallas has a 1st and 10. The ball at the 21-yard line of New England. Tony Hill split far to the left. Drew Pearson to the right. 2 tight ends are in. Saldi and Dupree. Saldi, 83. Another 87. White dumps it out to Dorsett, and Dorsett goes down in the arms of Mike Hawkins.
Hawkins was lying in wait for that. 3rd quarter stats. Look how close the first downs are. Yards rushing, Dallas the big edge. Yards passing, now the big edge to New England. Total yards almost even. The turnover's the key. Time of possession important, but the turnover's the key, representing the proliferation of New England mistakes.
We have a 2nd down and 18. The ball back at the 29-yard line following the loss. We're going to cover it from the end zone. Dallas figures to put it in the air. Danny White is back. Trying to get off a screen, and the screen man could not get open. It was Dorsett who got tangled up with his little fake block. One of the New England Patriots got an arm on him far short of a 1st down. And it'll be 3rd down and approximately 11 yards.
mark it at the 22-yard line, where it'll be third down.
New England has played good football tonight. They're playing a very tough team to get ready for defensively because of all the formations and all the sets. They have played well. They have given up yardage, but most teams will to Dallas. And we'll cover it again on third down and long yardage from the end zone. Get the view of Tim Fox, the free safety. Going deep for Pearson. Incomplete. Mike Haynes was back there.
Well, you got to give it to New England. Again, they showed character. Dallas desperately wanting the touchdown. Look the end of the play, Don.
Okay, from the other side of the field, we use a reverse angle, and you'll see pretty good effort on both these guys' part. Pierce is trying to come back, get in front. He didn't quite hang on to it. Actually, ball was intercepted by Mike Haynes on the ground, but he was out of the end zone.
Septian has already kicked one from 26. This attempt will be from 40. Charlie Waters holds the ball for Dallas. Rafferty snaps it. This time, Seption's string of 8 consecutive field goals misses. So New England, they stiffen. And they are in this ball game. They trail by 3 as we are just getting underway in the fourth quarter.
Victoria, darling, my heart.
Stop, camera. Wash the suit.
Wash the suit?
It's the Hager washable suit in Visa Fabrics, made a new way to be machine washed and dried.
And action.
Victoria, my...
Cut. I don't believe
The
it.
Hager washable suit is guaranteed to keep its great looks and fit for its normal life or your money back. The Hager washable suit. Guaranteed wash after wash after wash.
I'll try almost anything. So when Mattel Electronics asked me to compare their Intellivision games with Atari, I gave it a try. I compared Atari baseball with Intellivision and found Intellivision played much more like real baseball. Then I compared Atari football with Intellivision. Again, Intellivision played more like the real game. In my opinion, if you try them both, there's only one conclusion you can come to. Intellivision from Mattel Electronics.
New England will take possession. 1st and 10. The ball at the line of scrimmage. A missed field goal attempt outside the 20. The line of scrimmage will be the 22. The Seption string of 8 consecutive broken, but he did set a new Dallas Cowboy record of 8 consecutive field goals. Kavanaugh having a fine night. Lays one up, and it's there too long. Everson falls and picks it off.
Does that kid know where to go?
We told you about him earlier. 3 interceptions in preseason.
Led the nation in college last year at Grambling.
What's interesting is that finally, I think they've come up with a great cornerback. Through all the years of Dallas excellence, as we look at the end zone replay, the only great cornerback they had was Renfro. Adderley came late in the game to Green Bay. But look at this kid with a nose for the football. And he may be the answer.
His 2nd interception of the night, and the Dallas Cowboys now will have a 1st down and goal to go at the 8-yard line of New England.
And he was a free agent.
Local boy out of Dallas, Texas, went to Richardson High School.
5th turnover for New England. 5th.
Danny White changing up. Better hurry. He gets it off. And very ineffectively.
I'm telling you.
I don't believe that.
Dorsett and White, one of them did the wrong thing.
Dorsett could have been hurt on that play.
So could White. It's one of your basic foul ups. You saw him try to change the play. And evidently, that audible didn't quite work out just right. At least they got on the ball.
Did that ever happen to you?
Yeah, it's really awful. Because a lot of times it's your fault. The quarterback calls the audible, then turns the wrong way.
There's a squeak in the well-oiled machine after all.
That's right.
There's a loss of 6. Second down, 16. Draw play.
That's the play they had called.
Set. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, big play now.
Third down and goal to go. Steve Nelson defensively.
You sometimes get the feeling that Dallas outsmarts themselves. They got so many things that they do real well, and every once in a while you see them try to get a little bit too cute.
In the last series, the dump-off pass to Dorsett when he was covered like a blanket. And earlier, the shovel pass, you remember?
Yeah.
They lead 24-21 and threatening. Third down, goal to go. That's Pearson, wide receiver in motion. Danny White throws into a crowd, incomplete. Dave Saldi was back there, and now Septian will trot back out once again.
Well, you've got to give New England credit again. They're hanging tough. I don't think Ted can miss another.
Septian has missed from 40 yards, has hit from 26. This one, another 26-yard attempt. Charlie Waters to hold. Splitting the uprights. And Dallas has extended their lead, but not a comfortable 6 points. We'll be returning to Foxborough in just a moment.
Come on, it's thrills, it's fun. Win $250,000 at Burger King 21. When you won, I won 21,000. Get a game card every visit. Save them up. Get 21 and win fries, a Coke, a Whopper, or great cash prizes. $2,100. Yes, 21. Get the ace and jack of spades and win $250,000. We won. It's special. Play 21. Burger King.
Think what you could do with a personal computer that's powerful enough to handle technical and business problems, that's versatile enough to control graphic plotters, flexible disks, and even scientific instruments, and yet, with its own built-in screen and printer, is so complete in itself that you can take the solution wherever there's a problem. The HP 85 from Hewlett-Packard. When professional performance must be measured by results.
The New England Patriot defense has stiffened once again. This time, Dallas settles for 3. They lead by 6. 27-21. That's Tony Collins, Septian. Collins takes it at the 6. Good play. Will go down at the 15. In the arms of Anthony Dickinson, who's always down there on those special teams.
What a play that was. American League Finals. The Red Sox stay red hot. Detroit beats Baltimore. Rick Waits comes alive, shuts out the Yankees. Oakland, Toronto postponed. Minnesota running away from Western Division leading Kansas City. Texas over Seattle. California ahead.
And here comes New England. They need to start moving the football. Their defense has been on the field too long. And, of course, they need to stop making the errors. Kavanaugh checks off quickly. Comes out to Collins. Collins negotiates his way down to the 18-yard line. Pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
The National League, 2-0. Look at that. 0-0. The 16th, Steve Colton, the National League all-time strikeout record tonight. What a game. Bucks and the Mets in extra innings, tied at 3. Cincinnati, San Diego, tied at zip, 5th inning.
Matt Kavanaugh having a fine night. We got Stanley Morgan back in the lineup tonight, and he's made a big difference. His speed makes the Cowboys change their defenses considerably. This time, big Ed Jones is all over Tony Collins, and there is a loss.
Notice
back to inside the 15-yard line.
Forgive me, Frank. Notice in the clutch how Dallas is now making the plays that they weren't making through the first 3 quarters.
There he is. He is having a great year already. He's coming off the best year ever when he took that season of '79 off. to go into boxing. He's one of our guys that has been traveling all over the country with us. 5 games, 16 days. 3rd down and 10 for New England. Kavanaugh has to hurry it. A man is there. It's Jackson. And it's first down New England up to the 44-yard line as Matt Kavanaugh was in trouble, and now a flag is down. I believe we're going to have holding against New England.
I tell you, New England has not had a lot of breaks tonight.
No, you can't. It's just disastrous. Every critical mistake. Kavanaugh moved up in the pocket. He was being rushed, held together, threw a decent enough ball. The receiver's getting free all night. How long can a team remain staunch?
Interesting move right there. Saw Thornton come out, and Harvey Martin told him to go away. I don't know what
holding.
that means.
Number 75, offense. 3rd down.
Bob Kreider, right guard, holding. Cowboys moving back half the distance to the goal. Clock stop with 10:30 remaining in the game. New England down by 6, 27-21 to Dallas. Kavanaugh out of the shotgun. 3rd down, long yardage, 17. Ed Jones chasing Kavanaugh. You have to get it away.
That's illegal.
They'll call that one.
Now, wait a minute.
And they're saying safety if he was in the grasp of Ed Jones as he was earlier in the game, and that's what they're saying, that he was in the grasp. That's the same as a sack.
Intentional grounding
from the end
in
zone.
the end zone. Number 12, safety.
That's the rule. Kavanaugh desperately trying to get it away. That'll be 2 points. Dallas and New England will have to put it in play from their 20-yard line.
End zone replay.
I thought Jones might have had his hands on him.
Well, he was getting awful close. They moved into the inside.
But all game long, Frank.
Larry Bethea, that was the man back there also.
Bethea and Jones both there.
All game long, New England contained the Dallas rush. When it counts most, now they can't do it anymore. They're getting in. Jones, Martin, and what a critical 2 points that was. A touchdown could no longer do it for New England.
Hubach will put it in play with the punt. Jones is deep for Dallas, which is not very deep because New England must put it in play from the 20. Hubach. Fine kick. Jones takes it at the 26. Gets it back to the 40-yard line. Dallas, good field position.
If ever a team desperately needed a Dallas turnover, it's the Pats right now. Quite a night for Mr. White, huh?
21 out of 25.
Well, he was 21 of 29 last week. Dallas will play the Giants Stadium. Phil Simms of the Giants had himself a big day along with the defensive unit of the Giants. And Dallas will be there next Sunday. Dorsett. Terrific block by Donovan out in front. Dorsett up to the 49-yard line. Gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. I want to remind you, Nightline will focus tonight on the controversy over President Reagan's plan to sell AWACS, the reconnaissance planes, to Saudi Arabia. Guests will include President Reagan's national security advisor, Richard Allen, and a leader of the fight against the sale. That's Senator Alan Cranston of California. That's tonight on Nightline.
And I just add, Frank, again, we'd like to express our pride in the fact that Mr. David Brinkley joins ABC News, the official announcement tomorrow.
2nd down and 1 for Dallas. They now lead by 8. Dorsett stacked up short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Julius Adams there first. And Dorsett, who sometimes is very slow getting up, is extremely slow this time.
I promise you, this is like second guessing. I'm looking out there, and I said, man, they're running him a lot right now.
Being treated by the Dallas staff. Looks like the wind may have been knocked out of him. They usually lift those knees up to help this.
Let's take a look at the other side of the field, the reverse angle, see if we can see what did happen. Didn't make any yardage. They stacked it up pretty well in there.
That's Peterson out in front of it.
Yeah, it looked like he almost had his knees or his ankle or something went out of it trying to cut there.
Mark Boobin came in there, number 63 for New England. And we'll be returning to Foxborough to check on Tony Dorsett and more action after this.
You already know that Napa has quality parts for American cars. But how about Napa's import parts? Well, whether you drive a Spider or a Beetle, a Thing or a Brat, or if you just happen to be driving a Rabbit or a Fox, a Miser or a Midget, you can find Napa parts for it. And that adds up to dependability in any language. Because from Audis to Z-cars, when the name is Napa, the standard is quality.
Here's how I talked my husband into Buick's little limousine. First, I pointed out how elegant it looks. I mean, just look at it. Then I showed him how cushiony and comfortable it feels inside. And I said, just consider how economical the Regal is to drive. I was very convincing. The only problem is, now that I've talked him into it, I can't seem to talk him out of it.
Hi.
Hi.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
Saturday, Matthew Saad Mohammed defends his WBC World Light Heavyweight title. Plus, Steve Ovett and the world's best in the Fifth Avenue Mile. Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
There was much concern on the part of both the Cowboys and the New England Patriot fans as Tony Dorsett walked off the field on his own. And they appear to be checking his chest. But Tony Dorsett walked off. No knee or ankle problems apparent. And meanwhile, he lost a half a yard, so it'll be third down and a little more than a yard to go as the New England defense has played superb tonight. Out of the shotgun. Danny White, and wide open is Butch Johnson for the first down. Inside the 40-yard line of New England. Butch Johnson having himself a big night. 3 receptions, 47 yards, and of course the touchdown.
Really a little unusual. They didn't have it about a yard and a half to go to see him drop back in that shotgun. It shows you how much confidence Dallas does have it. How in the world Butch Johnson got that wide open, I don't know. You saw a lot of that nickel defense, the backs, the 5 backs in there. Evidently somebody just released him to the middle and no one picked him up.
Could have been the loss of Dorsett that forced him to the air because Jones came in for his first appearance. This is Ron Springs. Ron Springs over the left side. Moves inside the 35. Gain 6. Second down 4. They're still checking on Dorsett. We'll try and get a report and have it to you as quickly as possible.
I tell you, you don't want to see a guy like that get his wheels hurt. And I thought he limped off a little bit from that picture we showed you a moment ago. It looked like maybe when he tried to cut that either his knee or ankle gave out. It's hard to say, but if it's his ribs or something, that's better than his wheels. He's got to run on those wheels. You can tape up those ribs.
Dorsett, 163 yards tonight. We don't know whether we'll see him again. He had 132 in the opening game against Washington, 129 versus St. Louis last week. It's second down 4. 8:04. The clock is moving. And there's a foul up somewhere, and Danny White tried to sneak a timeout before he loses 5 for exhausting the 30-second clock. And flag did go down.
Yeah.
It'll be marked off. Danny looked up, saw the seconds ticking off that 30-second clock on the scoreboard, tried to hustle in a timeout. He did not do so.
Delay of game, number 11, offense, second down, no charge, timeout.
Why do they blame that on the quarterback?
Well, he's the one that's supposed to get it going. Yeah.
So we'll get it to me a little more quickly. Second down and 10 now, following the delay of game penalty. Bruised ribs, twisted right ankle for Tony Dorsett. And they did appear to be much more concerned with the bruised ribs. They were not paying a whole lot of attention to an ankle, but you're right, he did limp just a little bit the first 2 steps when he walked off. Second and 10. Jones. Hey. James Jones, first down around the 23-yard line, and they just keep coming at you.
That gives you
no question about it. After all the mistakes, finally New England has broken down.
Well, this is an indication that Tony Dorsett's a heck of a good runner, but somebody's doing a pretty good job blocking up there, too. That's the same play we saw Tony run a while ago. They start to one side, little counter move back. Delayed move, that hole opened up real well. Going back to that left side again. Good blocks on the left side of the line.
Herb Scott and Pat Donovan, both Pro Bowlers on that left side. Donovan just recently having signed a new contract. First down and 10. Ball at the 24-yard line. Seconds ticking away for New England as Ron Springs on the right side. Hammers out 4 yards down to the 20-yard line. They'll give him 3. We'll call it second down and 7. Ray Claiborne defensively there for New England. Raphael Septian will loosen up his wheel. The only Cowboy that isn't homegrown, by that I mean either drafted or signed as a free agent by Dallas. They had no one that played with anyone else other than Septian, who kicked for LA a few years ago.
Well, they got that trade with Dutton. You know, they got Dutton.
That's right, they did have
from Baltimore. But you're right, they like to do it themselves. There he goes again.
There it is. But they get the play off, and it's Doug Cosby, the tight end, coming around, getting the first down just as the 30-second clock expired.
You see that guy? He's a player, too, and a very fine one. He's the one who moved ahead of Jay Saldi out of Santa Clara.
Well, Saldi, who's been playing most of the night, he limped off a little earlier.
6'6". You see the size of that guy?
Yep.
6'6", 230.
Great receiver. The clock keeps winding down. We're inside of 6 minutes now.
Dallas will use as much time on that clock as they can as they tick it off once again. Danny White can see it. Draw play. Springs to the 10-yard line on the first down call. Gain of 3. It'll be second and 7. And Tim Fox, who was shaken up earlier, shows you the anguish of a team that really knows they are so much better than their record.
They really came into this game with great confidence. And when you look back on the game, the whole story is written in their mistakes, taking nothing away from Dallas, which played the way Dallas does. Brilliant execution, sees every opportunity.
Butch Johnson is split left, Drew Pearson right. On the second and 7 call. James Jones, 23, stays in there for Dorsett. Quickly and intended there for Drew Pearson, covered by Ray Claiborne, incomplete. Not a typical Monday night for Drew Pearson. His 2 best games ever occurred on Monday nights. Back in '74, he caught 10 for 161. That was against Philadelphia. He caught 9 against Buffalo for 135 and 76. He's had to share the action tonight. Special teams come out for both clubs on 3rd down and 7. Dallas has their 3 wide receivers. Johnson, 86, Hill, 80, Pearson, 88. And we'll operate out of the shotgun. Less than 5 minutes remaining to play. And White had to hurry a pass in the direction of James Jones. 4th down, Septian will come on.
Well, if Raphael hits, it'll be an 11-point edge, but that doesn't really reflect the closeness of what has been a very, very exciting game. This is a real challenge for this Cowboy team. New England was tonight. Cowboys lived up to it. The whole game turned when Roland James mistakenly failed to call for a fair catch on a punt. New England had gone ahead. They had stopped Dallas. They had the momentum, and that's when they blew it.
fact, they had stopped Dallas on the very next exchange following the kickoff. And they got the ball back at the 28. And Septian has hit from 28 yards out. An 11-point edge for the Dallas Cowboys over the Patriots with 4:49 remaining in the game.
Sometimes I don't want my kids watching what's on TV, but they can still watch something great with our RCA video disc player and video disc.
Just flip a switch, and on our TV, our kids can see the magic of Walt Disney and Charlie Brown, the Muppets and Mickey Mouse, the Black Stallion, Star Trek, and lots more, starting at only $15, and the player costs less than $500.
Hello, Charlie Brown.
Bring the magic home on RCA.
Okay, we got it. Great shot. You got me.
Come on, Slowpoke. It's Miller time.
When it's time to relax, Miller's got the beer.
We told you that next Sunday the Cowboys will be at Giants Stadium in New York. And next Sunday the New England Patriots will have to go in and take on the Pittsburgh Steelers, who pulled their act together rather convincingly against the Jets yesterday. We're going to watch this from the end zone as Tony Collins looks upfield to Raphael Septian. Collins from his 8-yard line. And Collins with a fine run back all the way out to the 39-yard line. Steve Wilson defensively.
Going to be very hard for this team to regroup for the rest of the season. They still have a lot of players. Cunningham appears to be working very well. He'll be joining them, and yet they're already 0-3. And how do you come back from that?
Well, the Pats will go to Pittsburgh next year. Next week, they'll find out. Look out.
Oh, almost picked off. Guy Brown would have had clear sailing into the end zone had he been able to hold on. Intended for Calhoun.
He really would have. That was just a walk on through. Those little lame ducks you throw out in the flat sometime that the quarterback says, I want that one back in a hurry, and Guy Brown should have had that one. Pretty good pressure coming in there. Like Harvey Martin, ball's not thrown with a great deal of zip. Guy Brown just a half step off. He'd have had that, would have been all the way.
I want to move the Giants-Cowboy game back to Irving, Texas.
Let's do that.
I put it in Giants Stadium. They'll be in Dallas next week. Not a very good place to visit. Out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Cavanaugh under pressure and is picked off. Dennis Thurman. Thurman returns it to midfield. That's going to happen when you're trying to play catch-up.
That's one of the first times, too, that Randy White has really put any significant pressure on Cavanaugh. You can see that Hannah has been doing a pretty good job on Randy. That's 2 All-Pros. See, right in the middle, there comes big Randy. Harvey was on the outside. He just threw that one way up, up, and away, my beautiful balloon. And leading right into turn out the lights. The party's over. It was over a couple of plays before that, of
6
course.
turnovers by England tonight. And that was one of them. This man had a couple. We'll be back in a moment.
This life isn't for everybody, but for me, nothing beats it. And nothing beats my skull either. I just take a little pinch and put it between my cheek and gum. Sure feels good. I think going smokeless is the only way to go. And for me, Walt Garrison, this is the only way to live. Try going smokeless with Skoal, Copenhagen, or Happy Days. A pinch is all it takes.
Dear Atari Anonymous, ever since my husband Luno returned from Earth with Asteroids, the new Atari home video game, he and the rest of the family do nothing but play Asteroids. Luno says Asteroids is good practice for his interplanetary flights. Tell me, dear Atari Anonymous, with everybody hooked on Asteroids, what on earth is a poor Martian mother to do?
New Atari Asteroids, now available for your home.
The 6th turnover by the New England Patriots, and Dallas has the ball at midfield. 32-21, very close football game. And had there not been the turnovers, but that is so often the case, New England would have been right in the game and perhaps on top. On Springs to the 45-yard line. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
He's become one of the more impressive players in this league.
He has it all. A good receiver. He's really applied himself this year to blocking. When Newhouse was hurt in training camp, where Ron Springs just grew by leaps and bounds. 3 touchdowns he scored last week against St. Louis. He's in there now with James Jones, number 23. White on 2nd and 6. Springs turns it up. Stops the clock at the 37-yard line with another Dallas first down.
Does it all, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Whichever way you look.
He can play both that fullback spot and the tailback spot.
And he's a sturdy guy. Very durable. Why not? He's got good size, excellent size.
1st and 10. 37-yard line of the New England Patriots for the Dallas Cowboys. 3:36 remaining in the game. Remind you again, we'll be in Chicago for the Bears and the Rams a week from tonight. Pearson put out to the right.
You could see Sweetness run for the Bears. Sweetness go.
Oscar Pearson in motion. And this is James Jones. And he is whacked.
14 of the last 15 years. We told you earlier, these Cowboys, oh no, don't take it out on your team tonight. They made mistakes. They beat themselves, but they played gallantly. There goes Tony.
Ice on the right ankle and ice on the rib cage.
Bruised ribs and a twisted ankle.
And that's straight because he really didn't get, you've seen hit much harder than what we saw that.
14 out of 15 years in the playoffs. That continuity of excellence traces to ownership, front office, and coaching.
6 times in the Super Bowl, twice a winner. Saldi back in the game, and they work it out. Danny White in a lot of trouble back there at the 41-yard line.
That's a new play they've developed. That's twice in the 4th quarter.
Danny, look at it. He says,
oh, you got to be kidding. Yeah, will you give me a break?
Loss at 5. It'll be 3rd down and 15.
You know, looks like Dallas is going to win this game, but they've really made some pretty big mistakes, and really should have made more and more scores. This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League and is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited.
Timeout has been called by New England. They have 2 remaining. Danny White will walk over, have a visit with Tom Landry. I told you earlier about all of our fine engineers who have been traveling around the country with us over the past 16 days. Executive producer of ABC Sports, of course, is Rune Arledge. ABC's Monday Night Football, produced by Bob Goodrich, directed by Chet Forty. The technical director, Joe Chavio. Our associate director, Joe Chavo. Our associate director, Bob Rosberg. Technical manager, Coach Coltrane. Our unit manager, Lenny Nathan. Assistants to the producer, and they've been busy. Robbie Cowan, John McGinnis, others assisting, Joan Campi, Patty Ryan, and Sal Johnson. 3rd down, 15. Danny White springs. He holds on inside the 10 for another first down at the 9-yard line.
That's a good throw. He reared back and let that one go right on a string. Got Springs running pretty wide open right down the middle, but look at Danny throw this ball. Woo!
Oh, and his spiral's pretty.
That one stayed tight, didn't it? Got down there in a hurry. Nice throw.
Spirit's gone out of the Patriots now. That's clear.
Clock starts, and we will get to the 2-minute warning. There's a lot of spirit in those two.
A lot of spirits. That's plural.
And the Cowboys will let it tick down to the 2-minute warning. Tom Landry, old teammate of mine in my youth and his senior citizenship. We'll be back in Foxborough with the final 2 minutes in a moment.
Chevrolet announces the biggest news ever in diesel-power light-duty Chevy trucks. The new 6.2-liter diesel, available in all full-size Chevy pickups, Suburbans, and four-wheel drive Blazers. It's a V8 built for trucks only.
Everybody knows diesels get good mileage.
They're more efficient than gas engines of comparable size.
The new 6.2-liter diesel. With so much going for it, it's bound to be popular. Don't wait. Order yours today. Chevy is the power in trucks.
You know, for my money, every pair of slacks ought to be this comfortable. These are Levi's Action slacks. I own 4 pair now, and I'm convinced they may be the most comfortable slacks a man can wear. First, they have a hidden stretch waistband. It's a great invention. Second, the fabric gives for even more comfort. And now Levi's Action slacks will stay pressed. A washable permanent press that really stays pressed. You try them.
Levi's Action Slacks, the easy care, easy to wear slacks from Levi's Menswear.
Crowd of some 61,000 showed up here tonight. They saw some fine football played by the New England Patriots, a team that is far better than their record, which will be 0-3 after tonight. And they'll have some hustling to do to catch, well, number one, the Miami Dolphins, who are 3-0, Buffalo's 2-1, Baltimore 1-2. And New England and the Jets will both be 0-3. This is Jones on first down. Line of scrimmage. Seconds ticking away. And New England will use another timeout.
That's it, isn't it?
They have one remaining.
One remaining.
Cowboys have never lost to New England. They've only played them 3 times.
I'd like to tell you again, this ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by the Buick Motor Division and your Buick dealer, who proudly announced the 1982 Buicks. And by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. All of the fine people who helped us bring you these telecasts. 1:52 remaining in the game. There's the conversation on the sideline with Tom Landry, John Makovic, we've told you about, coach from Wake Forest in his first year with the Cowboys. And, of course, Don talked earlier at the beginning of the game with Ermal Allen, who works high up in the stadium, communicating with the Dallas bench, as, of course, do the other coaches. The defensive job produced by Ernie Stautner of the Dallas Cowboys. And for Ron Earhart, well, what can we tell you? You've seen his face over the night. It's been a very frustrating first 3 games of the 81 season. On second down, the handoff is to Jones.
He almost could have scored there. He got tripped up. He made that one step right over that line where that initial action occurred. He could have walked in.
This time, the Patriots, with one timeout, choose not to stop the clock. Letting the seconds tick away.
Whole thing's academic. I don't know why they'd even want to stop it anymore.
And Danny White is going to call timeout. Actually, he used all the seconds on his 30-second clock, and with 1 second left, used his timeout. Now he can start the clock again with another play from scrimmage. Good call.
I think something happened, though, Frank. I think he didn't like what he saw out there.
Oh, the Mets did it again. The magic is real, and it's back. 4-3 over the Bucks. San Diego leading the Reds, still in the thick of things in the National League West. 1-0 in the 6th.
Danny White over talking with Tom Landry, as we told you, in his 22nd year, trailing only George Halas now in Curly Lambeau in number of victories. As we look at more scores.
Frank, that Philadelphia-Montreal game may be one of the more remarkable baseball games yet played.
What is the longest one? Weren't the Mets involved in
Houston and the Mets back in 1968.
24 innings.
I would have bet someone would have had an answer.
No, we've got it right here. I mean, yes, it's here. 3rd down and 8. Patriots now with one
one timeout.
That wasn't a delay of the game.
No, that's not a delay of game, according to the 30-second clock on the board.
Dallas is in a situation right now where I don't think they're really trying to add insult to injury. They know they've got the game won pretty well, but at the same time, they've got to be competitive. And something's awfully sloppy right now. I guess that's what they called the timeout for. It seemed that people were throwing things out on the field, and the referee blew his whistle. So let's knock that stuff off, folks. We're going to get this thing over here in a hurry.
And they put 30 seconds back on the clock for the Dallas Cowboys. Remaining in the game. Again, third down long. Ron Springs nailed by number 85, Julius Adams, and it'll be fourth down.
Appear to be a little motion out there, and the flags are down, and the motion appeared to be against New England.
Offsides, New England.
It's ending in the sloppiest possible fashion. It's kind of sad to see people peppering the field. The Red Sox remain hot, clobbering Milwaukee. Detroit stays up there over Baltimore, and Cleveland shut out the Yanks, who have suddenly lost 3 in a row. Oakland, Toronto postponed. Minnesota did beat Kansas City.
Offside, number 55, defense, third down.
And Texas defeated Seattle. California may finally win a game. Gene Mock can't believe what's happened to his Angels.
Third down, goal to go for Dallas following the offside penalty. We'd like to thank our stats and research man, Jerry Klein. Our spotter, we've already mentioned, from Canton, Ohio, Hall of Fame town, Steve Bazika. Jones gets a block from Springs, turns back into a lot of red shirts.
And New England says we're going to call timeout.
That will be it for New England.
That's it.
And it'll be fourth down. Seption is ready to go in.
Yeah, Tom's going to take the 3, and why not? It's the thing to do. He should try to score again.
No, I don't believe he is.
No?
No. Keep in mind, too, it is a factor, one of the factors in the tie-breaking system, the number of points down a high, well, it's way down on the list. Tom is also kind of a sympathetic person. He's not going to roll it up if he can avoid it. He's leading 32-21.
And there he is.
Now,
he's in there, and that's
second thoughts. That's exactly what they should do.
That's the right thing to do.
Might have had second thoughts. Danny White was chewing the fat with him pretty good there.
Public's entitled to see every team at every moment expend its best effort, regardless even of the point-scoring system.
It's Charlie Waters to hold. Raphael Septien on for what appears to be a field goal attempt. 25 yards. Septien is hit from 26 and 28. And he hits from 25. Less than a minute. And New England will be 0-3 on a young season. Miami is 3-0. Buffalo 2-1. Baltimore 1-2. And we will be in Chicago next Monday night.
You talk about a team in disarray. The things happening in Los Angeles have been unbelievable. And with their personnel, it's astonishing that they're 1-2. But they did put a victory together over Green Bay, which can be a difficult opponent now. And maybe they'll be ready for the Bears, who put their thing together against Tampa Bay.
Come from behind win yesterday on the part of the Rams over Green Bay. Good defensive effort. Pat Hayden was shaken up. We don't know the extent of his injury. Bruised ribs, being told. Jeff Rutledge came in for them, threw a touchdown pass, and they say that Pastorini is working out.
Yep. And they say that Malavasi and Klosterman are at odds over whether or not Pastorini should be signed.
Now, if we just knew who they were, huh?
Oh, it's going to be fun in the Windy City. You see Danny White's stats, 24 out of 34. That's not bad.
Septien drills it along the ground, taken by Hasselbeck. Gets it to the 42-yard line. New England has no way of stopping the clock other than with the incompletion or stepping out of bounds.
Montreal beat Steve Colton in Philadelphia. Steve may have been out there when it finally ended. 1-0. What a game. That's it. You already sang it, Don. Earlier,
I can sing it again.
We talked about Dallas's continuity of excellence. You got a glimpse a moment ago on the sidelines of Gil Brandt, and he's one of the reasons. That man,
Kavanaugh fires to Collins. Collins is taken there by number 57. That's Angelo King, who was just recently activated. He had been cut. As a matter of fact, in training camp, Tom Landry brought him back in when Hagman was hurt because he knows the system. Gain of 6, second down and 4. Kavanaugh back again. Flag is down. This is Andy Johnson with 29 seconds now on the clock. Emerson Walls defensively there for Dallas.
Everson Walls, a reflection of what I was talking about in Gil Brandt. Few, if any, are better. There will be the standings in the NFC East. And in 2 weeks, we have Philadelphia against Atlanta in the city of brotherly love. What a game that should be. And there's the AFC
Illegal
East.
motion, number 73, offense, second down.
I don't know how Schuler and Arnsparger do it, but together they work miracles. And we'll have Miami, Buffalo in 3 weeks. So we've got quite a schedule coming up.
Illegal motion, 5-yard penalty. It'll be second down and 9, 29 seconds remaining in the game. Kavanaugh will be out of the shotgun. Dallas has 6 defensive backs in. They're spread all over the field. And Guy Brown will get the interception. And Guy Brown is thinking offense. He steps out of bounds, stopping the clock.
He almost got one a moment ago, if you'll remember. That one would have been for a touchdown.
He has great speed. He really does.
You're going to see it. Dallas was really giving him that short stuff. Kavanaugh didn't really have a lot of pressure back there, but you just can't keep your eye on all of them. Trying to go to Hasselbeck. Guy Brown moved over from his linebacker position. And you're right, thinking offense. Wait a minute, I'm going to stop the clock.
So 7 turnovers tonight for the Pats. No way you can win under those circumstances.
And once again, it'll be Dallas at home next week against the Giants. And New England will travel to Pittsburgh. Danny White will do the little fall down. And this game will be history. And Dallas remains undefeated for New England. It has all the trappings of an extremely long year. Danny White looking for someone to say nice game. He finds the man that maybe made it all possible, Roland James.
That's right.
Once again, the final score, 32-21, Dallas over New England. And remember, stay tuned for ABC News Nightline. It'll be 30 minutes after the game, 11:30 on the West Coast over most of these ABC stations. Travel arrangements made through at a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what friendly skies are all about. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television. Once again, 35-21, Dallas.